Hello, and welcome to this new campaign, The Last Resort of Murkendraw Bog. This is a campaign set within a gorgeous bog within the Feywild, starting aboard a luxury barge. A group of fantastic characters are all brought together to help the owners, who may or may not be hags, with some problems affecting their new and very desired resort. Will they find the source of these health and safety hazards? Stay around and find out. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with character sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, what abilities they have, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favour. 20 is good, 1 is bad, but I like the chaos that occurs with natural ones, so I like my players to roll them. And whilst they play their characters, everything else is played by me. Barges, enthusiastic cabin crew, swampy bog creatures, 80s-themed business owners who may or may not be hags. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz, I use they, them pronouns, and I will be DMing today for a lovely cast of players. Let's meet them now.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Valka Heartsong, who also uses she, her pronouns. Valka is everyone's favourite granny barbarian. She protect, she attack, she always brings the snacks as well. She is an ancestral guardians barbarian. She's been on a little bit of a journey since we last saw her in Secrets of Elturel Buried, and I'm looking forward to uncovering exactly what happened during this.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali and I use he, him pronouns. Today I will be playing Teseli, your favorite blue skin tiefling, and he also uses he, him pronouns. Teseli is your glamorous, very charismatic glamour bard, but he is also a very intelligent artificer of the battlesmith, if I got it right. Battlesmith kind. And he is always followed by Swifty, who is his steel defender.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns Em or Emma, and I'm playing Demi. Demi is a wizard/cleric, originally a tiefling, but recently resurrected by a hag as a hexblood. Demi is trying to figure out their place in the world, and they have some strange new powers, so they're also trying to figure out how those work.
Hi, I'm Sean. I use the pronouns he, him, and in this campaign I will be playing Joe Quixotic, who also uses he, him. Joe is a Dwergar sorcerer from the Shadowfell, a Netherese mercenary who has come to the Murkendraw Bog for a bit of a getaway, a little bit of a holiday. So look out for the tropical shirts, but also the black t-shirts and the bands on those. Joe is a shadow sorcerer, so look out for all of the creepy stuff that you've gotten used to seeing me do in some of the campaigns that I run. That's everything I'm telling you for now.
Hello, I am Rebecca. I am playing Veracity. We both use her pronouns. Veracity is a very small, obnoxiously cute gnome child. She is a wildfire druid who really just wants everyone to have a really nice time and get along, and if you aren't nice, she will set you on fire.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by UltraPro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of UltraPro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You can be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think that one has been missed. We use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit and encourage safe play in your TTRPGs. You may see us use pause cards, but as we edit our streams, most of our safety tools are invisible. You can find out more, including the link to the toolkit at !safety in chat, where there's also a link for content warnings. And now, let's get into that intro and get started with the show. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of The Last Resort at Murkendraw Bog. What happened last time? Well, you descended to the plaza with one thing on your mind, that was pickles. Pickles were on your mind at that point in time. You went to Ethel and Harry's, where you saw a few things. There was a tabaxi with orange fur serenading a group of woodwoads who ate weirdly. They kind of put all their food on the floor and stomped on them, and you saw them literally osmosis size. They did plant things. They did plant things with the pickles. You also saw, I don't know if that counts as like cannibalism. Anyway, I thought that afterwards. It's fine. You also saw various people from the travel barge having a good time. There was Caper the Gnome and Marjorie the Halfling. At Ethel and Harry's, you kind of ordered everything. You each gained, after ordering everything, a single pickle pick-me-up, which I believe gives you 1 HP each, should you wish to consume one. The person at the counter, Giblet, mentioned that Ethel and Harry's Pickle Palace also did weddings and funerals. I think Valka almost got married to somebody.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
It was Joe.
It was Joe that Giblet tried to marry me off to.
Yeah, it could still happen. If you're in Twitch chat and you would like that to happen, no, I'm lying. Don't say anything. Anyway, to Selly, Veracity, and Joe, you went to go play in the kids' park. That was a fun time. We enjoyed this. Veracity was a little too enthusiastic on the trampoline. It may have been left with a scorch mark in the center. Demi and Valka, you had a conversation as all of this went on about the Angel of Death, who is Demi's creepy patron. Could you tell us how Demi's kind of feeling about the Angel of Death?
Currently, I feel like I need to learn a specific spell so that I can communicate to people without talking to them, so that the Angel of Death cannot hear what I'm saying. This is my current line of thinking.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Well, you were fed and watered, or brined, I guess the correct term is, as you proceeded to Sugar's Exquisite Cocoa Butter Shop. You saw the cocoa birds skittering around, you got a lot of free samples. Veracity was given one free version that could be used to cast grease. You could tip that out onto the floor and we'll accept that as a grease spell. Sugar was this muscular, toned, soft-speaking orc who told you lots of things about different moisturizers. I feel like Demi had a great time, or M did.
Demi or M?
Demi is in a committed relationship, so maybe M was just enjoying it.
Oh.
But most importantly, you were interested in the First I Was Afraid anti-petrification moisturizer, the energizing unguent, which removed some exhaustion points, and also the curse remover, which Veracity was like, yay, and then was like, oh no, because it's only for physical skin afflictions / curses. Sugar also hinted that he knew a guy who could contact someone about a curse. But he described one archfey you didn't want to contact about removing their curse, and it got a bit awkward. Demi, you paid for everything on the Angel of Death's tab.
Paid.
How payment is going to happen? we'll see what the consequences do. But
what is the worst that he could do?
Will you again?
I mean, that's only temporary, right?
Yeah.
Sure. After taking these 3 samples, you were alerted to a strange occurrence going on in the plaza. There were shocked noises. The source of this was Gristacia Chigglesby, a halfling noble who had lost her husband Bernardo. She told you that they'd come from the mudflats. They heard a rattling, and then Bernardo simply disappeared. I think someone prestidigitated dearest Mrs. Chigglesby because she was covered in mud, and you proceeded to the mudflats. You went through the jungle area. Joe discovered at this point that he was in possession of a new toe, an additional big toe. I don't think we decided which foot, Sean, but you can tell me. I don't mind.
I think it was right foot.
A new big toe. Who would have thunk it? But after a short walk, you found Mr. Chigglesby's lost watch and Mrs. Chigglesby's Wellington boot. You took the watch, you left the boot. It's fine.
I think I picked it up.
Oh, did you?
Yes, someone did take the boot.
Okay.
I've got the watch.
Okay, cool.
Yes, have her boot.
Oh.
I wrote down.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you for note-taking. But yeah, you continued. You saw the wet pool of mud, which was heated by 4 mechanical contraptions, similar to like the coffee machines in your room, but way bigger. There was fun wildlife here, but also a nest in the center containing 2 things, an unhatched hydra egg and also Mr. Chigglesby. Tiseli, you flew over, rescuing Mr. Chigglesby just in time before the huge Murkendraw hydra rose from the muddy depths. It's clearly drawn here, kind of nested in and moved in, possibly due to the heaters. It seemed to really enjoy the warm environment. The battle ensued. You all took chunks out of the hydra. It lost many heads. Joe and Tiseli had pets. Mr. Chigglesby is not included as a pet, but we can include him if you wish. Valka blew the horn of Valhalla and summoned 8 barbarian ancestors, but as they hit at the creature, this acidic blood kind of came out. Valka was unconscious. In a fiery rage, Veracity, you ended the creature in this sort of fireball and then bonked it on the head of the quarterstaff. Valka, whilst you were upon the cusp, you had a kind of dream, a vision, I guess, of your mother, who actually turned out to be Drusilda, the conservator. The conservator?
It was very Coralie.
Conservator.
I don't know if anyone else is getting Coralie vibes. That was all I could think of. Like, oh, it's the other mother.
Yeah, your real mother was also there, trying to warn you. Is it too late? We might find out in this next episode coming up. Valka, you have been revived by Demi, so you are back amongst us. That makes sense to me. That seems like a good recap of what happened.
We chopped off the 5 hydra heads, and the horn people are carrying it.
Yes.
Not the horny people, just to be clear.
Team Berserker.
Yeah. So I'm just going to set the scene. I'm just going to set the scene of where we are, what's going on. You are all returning victorious to Murkendraw Bog Resort Hotel. You are proud owners of many things. Tiseli and Debbie seemed keen to take the hydra heads back. So you've got all of these heads carried by the berserkers. Nat, could you possibly furnish us with the names of your berserkers?
So they're all like Valka, sort of pan-Scandi. So we've got Agnetha, Annifrid, Bjorn, Benny, Stig, Elaine, Bobby, and then mysteriously one is actually Hispanic and he's Fernando.
I love this.
It's like ABBA.
Yes.
Is it like ABBA or is it just ABBA?
This is the new ABBA. There are now 8 members of ABBA, and those are their names.
Stig worked with ABBA a lot, and Elaine, Bobby, and Fernando are all names of ABBA songs.
I wondered where Elaine came from. Now I know.
I'm so ashamed that I knew that already.
Do you think that just before they got the call from the horn, one of them turned to another and was like, "Do you hear the horn, Fernando?"
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened, yeah.
Nat, could you let us know which of these ancestors is Valka's favourite?
Oh,
Which of the Super Troopers, you mean?
As I shall henceforth be known.
Trooper.
It's a
Let us know.
fine.
Oh, no.
When you blew your horn, did you say I'm sending out an SOS?
I did. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. Well, I think it's got to
She
be
said,
Fernando.
I need a man
Fernando.
after midnight. Come on.
I need 8 people after midnight.
It was a tough fight. Don't judge. Fernando is the favorite. Cool. All right. Okay. Good to know. Yes. Other things that you are in possession of: the unhatched Hydra egg. Emphasis on the unhatched part of that sentence.
Why do we have an unhatched Hydra egg? Why did we not just destroy it?
I think
Who is
now
responsible
Hydra
for
hat.
this?
What is the worst thing could happen?
Totes?
Sally was responsible for this.
Consequences
Small
never
Hydra.
happen in this game.
Look,
I
had an
mean,
Otyugh pet. A Hydra can't be any worse.
Speaking of pets, you also have Mr. Chigglesby. You actually had Mr. Chigglesby. He's now been returned into the loving arms of Crustacea, who did scold him pretty badly for wearing such bad shoes on the excursion. Clearly the reason why he ended up in that predicament. So now you've all made your way back to the hotel, and we will be picking up in your rooms. But before that happens, I would like to know the montage of what happened in the hotel bar. I want to know what happened because you have got your barbarians with you.
Yeah.
I want to know
Do
what
we-
carnage happened.
I think this is the thing, is that Valka is really not in a place for carnage right now. I think what happened would be the barbarians are so like excited and enthusiastic to be out and fighting in the real world instead of in Valhalla for an hour. So they've grabbed the Hydra heads, and they've also grabbed Valka, and they've all like done a "Rah!" and like shit and kind of been led back to where the bar area is. So she's not really had a chance to stop it. She's just been like swept up. Oh, right. No, okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, good.
Elaine's just like, oh my God, Valka, you were like so amazing. I'm so sorry that you died.
Oh yeah, well, I didn't die technically. I just had a little nap in the mud. But fortunately, we've got Demi here. So, but thank you all for coming. It's I'm very grateful. I'll be honest.
And Benny's just like, yeah, totally. Like, Demi, you're so awesome. And they swig drinks at that point, drinks that they had on their person. I don't imagine that they went to the bar. They have their little drinking horns on their persons with like little kegs that they fill up.
Pocket
need-
beer.
Yeah.
Do we need to play any of the game tonight, or can we just let Liz narrate all 8 in turn for 3 hours? I am here for that, please.
I'm not doing Fernando. That will be a bad time for me.
Okay, you
I
can
will not
stick
be
with
good at
7
that.
scandies.
Yeah, I don't know. What would everyone have been like? We need to do something with the Hydra heads because they're currently carrying them.
I'd like to know what's going on with those Hydra heads.
I want all the Hydra heads on the floor so I can
In the bar?
poke them. I mean,
On the bar?
I have no concept of like it's not okay for it to be on the bar because this is work and it's important. Well, I suppose we were supposed to do this in secret, so maybe not. Maybe in my room. We'll have Hydra
Rusty's
heads.
room is empty because she is bunking up with Valka, so there is a spare room if you want.
That is an excellent idea. We will put the smelly Hydra heads in your room.
Yeah, just to recap, you do have sort of the D&D version of mini fridges, which would allow for one head to fit if you wish to preserve them. Just for academic reasons, obviously. That's something that I thought through as a DM for you.
How long do we envisage needing
Not long.
to preserve them?
No,
Okay.
not long.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to say...
sorry, this is a diversion, but I did a natural sciences degree, and one of the practicals was dissecting fish. They use the same fish for all 4 of the classes, which happened over the course of 2 weeks. So if you were the 4th class that got them, they had been out on benches for 9 hours already, and then refrozen in between. It was horrific.
That is a health and
God.
safety nightmare. Do not eat those fish. Do not eat them.
I mean, don't eat them anyway.
I'm going to say that maybe Stig and Bobby help you out with carrying the heads up to Veracity's room. Tasseli, are you kind of assessing this? Are you just keeping hold of your egg? What's going on?
I will assist with the investigation. So I have a couple of tools that might come handy for the dissection. And yes, I imagine actually the egg being carried by Swifty. So it's an inception of the egg inside the egg. And yeah, I will follow the barbarians and Demi.
Yeah, come on, Cecilia. We can go and poke them until something falls out of them.
Yes, I like that.
And as that's happening, Joe, what's going on with you?
I think Joe's just kind of looking at everyone going around, doing all their kind of important business stuff, and is just like turning to some of the less occupied barbarians. It's like, karaoke?
They don't know what karaoke is, but they are down. They are down for the singing. They're already singing. So all the difference is the microphone. You've seen a similar thing on the Misty Steps barge. Basically a rod with a big crystal on top that amplifies sound. Yeah, Joe, you may pick as many barbarians as you wish to join you in the karaoke. You've got about half an hour remaining with the barbarians.
Yeah, I mean, Joe will take as many as Valka can spare, and says, right, come on, we'll do a rock ballad.
Yeah, and they go with you. Veracity. So there's barbarians. They went on this journey to start off with, but they're here now. Valka, I guess. How's Valka looking, Nat? Just so you can give me a picture of what Veracity can see.
Physically, if I were to put a number on it, it's something like 29 out of 93.
Right, that's a lovely number. Yes.
Yeah. But and emotionally, probably about the same. But it is sort of doing that kind of good spirits of like, oh, we're all having a lovely time, aren't we? Okay. Oh, you're going over to karaoke with Joe. Well, you have a lovely time. I'm just going to sit here for a moment. Okay. Yes.
So perhaps, Rusty, you notice maybe Valka a little more, a little reserved. Maybe not so more than usual, but just given the amount of brevity and jollifying that's going on at the moment, Valka's maybe hanging back a little bit.
So I think, Veracity, as we were all walking back up together, well, yay, we killed the thing. And then, oh, okay, you two are going to go off and do the vivifying in my room. Okay. And you're going to do something. You're carrying.
It's not vivisection, Veracity, because that would mean they're alive. So
okay, you haven't met someone called Jamie. She taught me the word. Yeah. And you're carrying that. I'll just follow you then. Sort of trailing behind Valka, looking very concerned, and possibly just sort of muttering, "Feel better," to give her a healing word.
Cool, nice, yeah.
And then I think has curled up. She's not really meant to be in a bar. She's not really sure she's allowed to be there. So has probably found a very nice little comfy spot underneath a table that she's sort of wriggled into make her own, and is just quietly waiting for Valka to stop being ever so friendly and pretending to be happy. Assuming Veracity has a very good insight and has travelled with Valka a long time, pretending to be happy, and is just going to be there, ready for when Valka needs her.
Cool.
She's quietly humming along to the strains of Swedish rock music in the background.
Nice. Cool. All right, we're just going to snap back to Demi and to Sally just to see what the situation is with the heads in Veracity's room.
What I'm looking for is some sort of idea of where it came from, if it's magical, if it's been summoned, if it's been like, not even summoned, but like, lured here, like what's it doing?
Got you. I'm going to say, no, I love it. Let's go for medicine or nature, whichever Demi would use at this point.
One of those is imp-based, so it will be that one. Sally, are you helping?
I was going to say, Sally, you are lurking, so you'd be able to point out specific goopy areas.
I take some sort of magnify glasses and twisters.
Are they the tweezers that you use to apply diamantes onto everything? Yes. Okay. Maybe a diamante gets stuck as you do this. You're like, oh, never mind. That's there for now. Guidance.
Yes, 16 in total. It was bad roll.
Okay. Again, the kind of rippling breath comes into your mind, Demi, as you hear, this is native. It likes warmth. Was it warm?
I mean, it's quite cold now.
Where it lived, was it warm?
Yeah. Wood baths. Were you not watching?
Always watching.
Can I insight check that, please?
Sure, go for it.
Can I use guidance on this? I'm guessing not.
You can actually. So I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 recently, and I've noticed that when guidance is on, you can use that to benefit insight checks on other people. So I'm going to say yes. You can guidance this.
I am asking him to tell me about him. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. In which case that makes it 18.
18. There are many others that I look after. You get the impression with that role he wanted to say cared for, but he switched to look after. You're my favorite, though.
Oh, good. Anyway, yes, it was a sort of warm mud bath. That's right, isn't it, Sally? It was warm.
So I'm holding the egg, and it's like, I wonder if this creature is attacking, or is just trying to live a life.
Baby.
And it happens that civilization took over. You know, like, who was there first, the Hydra or us?
Could you both make history checks for me, please?
$29. Natural 20, 25.
You're both nerds, and I love it. Right. Yes. You are both clearly able to remember that there were man-made heaters there present. The creature liked the warmth, perhaps drawn there by the warmth from wherever else it may have been. Maybe it didn't start off there, but that was definitely there at the time.
Okay, bear with me. I've got some red strings in my mind. The Hydra was brought here by the coffee heaters. Who put the coffee heaters there? Was it suggested by somebody to lure the Hydra there? Could not have been. Could have just been random. They were there and the Hydra came. Or it could have been someone was like, wouldn't it be a great idea if we put heaters in the mud baths?
But wouldn't be that part of the business module of the hags? Following your line of thought, that would be like they will be plotting against themselves.
Well, if they came up with the idea, not if someone else came up with the idea and told them to do it. Or 5 years ago was like, don't you think it'd be a really nice idea if we had warm mud somewhere near Murkendraw?
Yes.
We could be looking at a long con, a really long con.
I love Demi. I love the way Demi's mind is. I can see the cogs as they're whirring. What if this?
That sounds reasonable, especially when they say that they weren't that nice long ago. So maybe a long past roofs, or someone that has something against them.
That makes it sabotage.
I put a pin on that.
I'm gonna need a cork board.
I like to think that Demi's already begun to pin things to the wall. There's stuff up there already, 100%.
Was there a cork board, or is it just wall? I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't just pin to the wall, but
there's no cork board, but
I'm pinning things to the wall. Yeah,
I figured as much. Cool. Sorry to Sally.
But I wonder that I forgot.
This happens a lot with Tiseli. Tiseli has a brilliant idea and then forgets. Gets distracted.
It will come back to you if we just wait.
Yes.
And with those words, the rest of you are gathering slowly to your rooms. Joe, as you finish off on the highest note that you can muster, the berserkers kind of vanish around you.
How high is that note?
Joe, roll a performance check for me. Let's see how high this note is.
In my mind, Joe, you know when you're blasting with someone else and you sing really loud and then everyone else vanishes and you're like,
Yep.
Yeah, I rolled a 7, so...
Well, you can tell me how high that note was.
Too high.
Yeah. Higher than would have been comfortably all right. It's like, when you're doing karaoke and you haven't quite pitched yourself right at the beginning of the song and you're just like...
You heard it here first, folks. That's what it sounded like. Thank you, Sean and Joe. That was gorgeous. We're gonna...
When the berserkers disappeared, can I see where everyone else is? I'm like actively looking.
You can see Veracity
under the table.
Under the table. I'm going to say, Valka, you've moved across that table and your knees are sort of being leant on by Veracity's head.
Well, you say that. I think, honestly, once all the berserkers... If the berserkers look like they're occupied, I think I possibly would have just tried to sneak away.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I love this. Okay. Are you being... are you trying to do that without people noticing, or are you just going to get up and go?
I mean, yeah, I think she's trying to be stealthy about it. I don't know how well it's going to go because I've got to roll a disadvantage.
Hey, let's roll that dice.
Yeah, that's a 10. Could have been a 22.
And I spotted that.
Why is that at disadvantage, just out of interest?
Because I am technically wearing armor.
Are you?
Bits. I think it's the... There's something I'm wearing. I'm wearing spiked armor.
Ah, I see. No worries. Just thought I'd check. Okay. So yeah, you both... I guess your passive perceptions are higher than 10. You would notice as Valka maybe just knocks over a tankard with her elbow as she gets up and then begins to walk off.
Can Veracity insight whether Valka wants to be left alone?
Sure. But yeah.
Oh no, it's so sad.
I know.
How dare you do this to us now?
I got a natural 20. So that was a 29.
Does that beat your passive, whatever it is, deception? I'm going to guess it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
And I guess you're not really trying to hide it, are you?
No, Valka is not trying to avoid so much as have a moment to herself to prolong, put off a conversation, probably specifically with Veracity.
Oh no. Oh, and Veracity would know that.
I got it. Okay.
Oh no.
So I have just seen that.
And Joe, you've just seen Veracity's heart just snap a little bit.
I think Veracity sees Valka turn and go and gets
oh.
And then deliberately starts singing along to the song because that's fine.
Everything is fine.
May I have a performance check at disadvantage, please, Veracity? Just because
yes, you may.
That was very impromptu, and I feel like it needs to be a disadvantage.
Oh, it's not going to be good. It's going to be that, when whatever you were doing before you wanted to cry, you do too much to hide the fact.
Oh, yes. We've all been there.
9 at disadvantage.
9. Oh,
Still
Joe,
did better than me.
Still did better than you. It's like the two drunk people at the very end of karaoke. That's a standard. That's a quality that we're going for with the singing. Even though neither of you are that inebriated at this point in time. What are you both doing after the sad high note at the end?
I mean, I spot Veracity and kind of I go over to the bar and I'm going to get myself a drink and I'll ask if they've got an orange juice or an apple juice or something, and ask them to put a little umbrella in it so it feels like it's an adult drink.
Yeah, that's totally doable. The person behind the bar has been quite bemused at the goings on so far, and is more than happy to arrange that for you. The little umbrellas, they do have the logo of the resort on, as this person, this kind of high elf, very slender, very kind of graceful in how they appear, not looking at all too concerned or giving you the impression that they are completely confused at the entire scene that's gone on before them. But they push the drink over to you kind of gracefully.
How very much. Do they have a name badge?
They do have a name badge. This is Edgar.
Edgar. Ta Eddie.
Edgar is absolutely fine, sir, but I'll take the second.
All right. The second goes over to Veracity and passes over her drink.
Ooh. Does it have alcohol in it? Because I'm not meant to.
No, of course not.
I set fire to things, or I would apparently. Okay, good. Thank you.
I mean, also, I don't necessarily know about gnomes, but certainly no drinks until you're at least 10 for dwarves.
Yes. No, this is good. Thank you. This is very nice. And Versi will take out the umbrella and stick it in her fun bun.
Cute.
Cheers.
Your singing was nice.
Yeah, I've done better.
I really liked it.
Oh, I'm glad. Nice. It's good to unwind sometimes. Although I'm aware that you're not planning to be here too long, so maybe you're not unwinding.
It's not. I'd like to be here for a while. It seems all relaxing and fun, and there's a playground. Just, no, I sort of, need to be moving soon.
Well, we'll get all of the most pressing issues solved, and then, maybe they'll want someone to stick around and, I can fill some sort of on-duty kind of, because I'm not ready to go too soon.
Where would you be going to? Where is home?
Well, it's the Shadowfell.
Sorry, I knew, yes, you said that bit, but is it what? And I know the answer to next bit will be the barge, but what brought you from there to here? Why are you killing Hydra with,
Just, some of the jobs I've had to take recently have been a bit less savoury than I'd perhaps like, so...
You've been working at a bakery?
Ready, steady. New apprentice. I'm not.
It's definitely a bakery. It's not a bakery, but Joe's decided that he doesn't want to pass all of the details on to the gnome child. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more sweet,
Okay.
I feel like I've earned my just desserts.
Okay. Sweet things are good. Then why did you have a pickle?
You got me there.
Okay.
They're kind of sweet in their own way, aren't they?
They were smiling, to be fair.
They were smiling.
They're kind of like the dessert of main courses.
Right. Joe, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What did I do wrong?
At what point?
Well, we were fighting and Valka got hurt and now she doesn't want to talk to me. And how do you say sorry to someone for sorry you nearly died because I was careless?
I mean, Valka didn't go down because of anything you did or didn't do.
Valka sort of keeps being dragged to places to try and look after me, and it's definitely just all my fault at this point. And I thought she didn't mind, and she's always been really great, but I think maybe this point was one too many because she just ran away and didn't want to talk to me. And I can't think of any other reason except that I've screwed up once too many times.
You're being far too hard on yourself. For one thing, Valka was here long before you showed up. So you haven't dragged Valka anyway. Valka was here of her own choice to do a job, for her own ends. But, so... And I have to say, Valka's quite a cheerful sort, but as soon as you showed up, Valka was a lot happier than I'd seen her in the weeks previous, so...
Really? Or are you just being nice to me?
No, that's truthful.
It is hard to kind of see Rusty because Joe's eyebrows they're growing still and he keeps trying to push them back off his face. Sorry, Sean, keep going.
I guess I'll probably nip in to say she wouldn't have told him everything, but Valka probably would have, in the time that we were on the sun lounges and chatting each other's ears off before everything kicked off, she probably would have mentioned that she'd ended up in some kind of war. And if you know the Astral Sea or know anything about it, she did not know what it was, but the way she described it possibly sounded like it would have been that. And it sounded like she was very upset about losing some people. but wouldn't have gone into much detail.
Yeah, and I think again, Joe's kind of probably doing another level of buffering because he doesn't want to necessarily, for one thing, spill Valka's secrets, but also is thinking, okay, how much can I, tell this child while I've got a drink in my hand? Probably slowly letting things slip that he doesn't mean, but look, I don't really know either of you well just yet, but from what I've seen, you seem to be very good mates, and
she's my family.
Well, there you go. And I don't think you've done anything. She probably just needed some air.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what was it that made you think that you'd done something?
She does just something wrong. And normally when she was sad, she would come and tell me she has a granddaughter and she misses her, and so we'd have a cuddle. But this time, I don't know, I'm kind of good with people, except when I'm really bad with people. And it really seemed like she was really wanting to not talk to me. So I must have done something wrong, or something's really, really, really wrong with Valka. And just, it can be quite a lot. There's a lot of fire and a lot of talking, and a lot of people have sort of given up and gone away. But Valka always promised she never would. And I love her. And if she's sad, I want her to tell me so I can set fire to things until she's happy.
I mean, leaving the room doesn't mean that she's going to go away. She'll be back.
But you don't know that.
I'm willing to put a fairly large wager that she's not just going to head off into the sunset.
You're practically her spouse now, so I should trust.
No.
That will happen by the end of this game. It's going to happen.
Because I tell you one thing, the minister was looking at a different person just saying my name, and that I'm sure is a technicality that I'm going to rely on.
Veracity, you've noticed that Joe's pointy finger has come out of sincerity. He means it.
He's had too much to drink.
Yes. And everyone else is lovely. Teseli just does amazing things. And I'm worried about Demi because, they seem great, but also maybe enthralled to a super evil person, maybe. And really unhappy about that also. So maybe we need more fire. Do you need anything setting fire to? I can add you to the list. As in your fiery requirement, not you to the list of things to set fire to. Unless you want setting fire. Your eyebrows could maybe... that was rude, sorry.
At this point, the Edgar behind the bar gets out a little tiny shot glass, fills up a very small way with some kind of pungent smelling liquid, and just pushes it towards you, Veracity. If you'd like to set fire to something, I suggest you give that a go.
Really?
Gently.
Okay, because this is indoors, and Elturel were very clear about the indoor versus outdoor fire rules. I must have a fiery cantrip. I do. I will produce flame very gently.
Okay, and as your finger kind of just moves to this, I'm going to call it the Sambuga shot. As it moves across to the Sambuga shot, it kind of lights up. What color is the flame?
Veracity's fire is very, very yellow.
Ooh, very, very yellow. And it kind of ebbs for a while, and this person just puts their hand over the top. After it's looked pretty for a while, he puts his hand over the top. I hope that helps your requirement for fire. I can bring you more to your room if that's something that you would need to do, but of course you would have to do it in a safe way.
Let's see.
Maybe whenever there's an adult in the room for supervision, perhaps.
I rolled a very good wisdom save, so sadly, Veracity will look very excited, but then No, I am learning what situations to not put myself in because I cannot be trusted in them. And having bowls of flammable things alone in my room, I think, is one of those. So I like you very much, Edgar. You're amazing. But maybe not indoors. I'll come find you and we can do it together, like outdoors, if emotional fire lighting needs to happen. But it won't because everything's obviously going to be fine.
Whatever is required is fine. And he kind of looks across to Joe. Now then, sir, one thing we have not quite arranged are the breakfast for tomorrow morning, which I will arrange to be gathered to your rooms. I assume you're fine to make the decision for the rest of the group. We have the continental featuring breads and cheeses and meats for those who wish for them. The plainer breakfast featuring exotic delicacies for those who don't feel quite too squeamish. And the full Feywild is mushroom themed, a lot of greenery and some sort of odd little knobbly fruit. Which do you think you would like for the rest of your group? No pressure, Sean.
Joe very
there's
quickly,
pressure.
Joe very quickly just starts kind of pointing and casting message to see if he can pick up anyone else.
I'll allow it. Yes, that's fine. Go for it.
It's only a range of 120 feet, so if people have gone back to their rooms, they're
It's
probably
fine.
out of range.
You'd be able to do it. Feywild rules. You'll be able to do it.
I'll try kind of upwards to Demi and or to Sally first.
Yep.
This is Joe. Come in.
I love this.
It's because I can't hear, because the other ear is starting to give me sounds of the ocean.
Got you.
Did either of us hear it?
You did.
Joe, nice to hear from you.
Joe sounds very stressed.
There's also like a squelchy noise.
I'm not going to ask.
I pulled out its eye. It's really fascinating.
I didn't ask. What do you want for breakfast? This is probably the wrong time for you.
Oh, sorry. Nothing squelchy.
Mm-hmm. Are you vegetarian? Are you meat eaters?
I really don't mind. Just not eyeballs, please.
Can you ask Sally? Because it's a very, very minute distance that I've got to move my finger if I want to try and pick them up as well.
Sally, Joe wants to know what you want for breakfast. Vegetarian, meat, squishy?
Squishy.
Sally would like the squishy, please.
One squishy, one not squishy. Great. And then try to kind of point after Valka.
Maybe leave Valka alone. Veresi has message, so she would reasonably have worked out what you're doing.
All right.
She likes, I think, not squishy.
Right. So, in terms of breakfast, we want a squishy, a not squishy, a meaty, a not meaty, and whatever you want with veracity.
And not squishy.
Very well. We will organise that for you and they will be delivered to your rooms. Very good. Thank you. And he begins to write all of this down. What are you doing, you two?
It's quite late. I'm quite tired. I'm just gonna go upstairs.
All right. You're right. Getting back on your own. You want some company.
I mean, it's a big step up to get on the lift, but I think I'll manage.
All right. I go over, and if no one else is on the karaoke, I go up for a solo.
Is it going to be a ballad?
By ABBA.
Yeah. Nice. Joe, you are singing to an empty room, but you are having the time of your life. Cool. All right. So all of you eventually will make your way to your rooms.
Veracity, her room has Hydra heads in.
Correct.
Valka's room has a Valka who doesn't want to talk to her in. So Veracity is going to grab some more bedding from her original room and just curl up in the doorway so that if Valka needs her, she is right there. If something wants to attack Valka and make her sat, she is in the way. But she's not intruding on her personal space.
Do you want to come in mine if you're going to sleep in the doorway?
Oh, hello. I hoped you'd all gone to bed because this is slightly embarrassing. No, I'm good here because if someone wants to come and make Valka unconscious, then they'll have to get through me.
Do you want to come see inside an eyeball? It's great. You can squish its lens.
Yes, and then I'll come back.
Okay. I've been a little bit worried. I haven't wanted to go too gory. Just, in case people here aren't too keen on it. Em's going there, so I know the standard. This
Emma
is good.
has dissected an eyeball previously.
Good for you. Continue.
It's just like they're quite solid inside. Like there is liquid, but then there's like you can pull the lens out and it's squishy. Pull it. Give it to you. Squish, squish, squish.
Gil, this needs describing for the podcast
Yes,
listeners.
for the podcast listeners.
Veracity pulls eyeballs apart and squishes them with an increasingly maniacal look on her face of
Now,
glee and joy.
podcast listeners, how glad are you that you heard that? Frosty, are you sleeping in Demi's room? No,
You will
stay where you are.
have a lovely time. Wash her hands fastidiously.
I'll prestidigitate.
Thank you. I'm just here if anyone tries to attack you, or if you get sad, or if you decide you don't want to talk to me, I'm right here.
All right. Well, I can't let you sleep in the doorway on your own because someone might come and try and steal you. So I'm going to get my bedding and sit next to Veracity.
It's fine now.
They're very hard to steal, what with all the fire.
Well,
and when I used to get in fights, people used to just sort of be able to go, no, stay there. And so I learned a new spell that means I can wriggle away now. So I am very hard to steal.
That's fun.
Also, Demi, I think you're great. If you sleep next to me, is your very creepy friend also sort of there?
No. Well, maybe no. He does say he can see, but I don't think he watches when I'm sleeping, because that would be really weird.
Yeah.
What about if I just sit with my back to you? Then he won't be able to see me.
No, I know, I'm fine. No, that feels weirder. Just, yes. And hypothetically, if you were sort of had made a decision that meant that a powerful fey creature sort of controlled your life in a bad way that you weren't happy about it, maybe that's a conversation that someone here might understand and have ideas about. Hypothetical, blah, blah, blah.
Hypothetically.
Maybe. Yes.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not my favourite thing that's ever happened. I'm not sure I'd rather be dead.
No, dead does sound pretty boring.
I would like to go back to Waterdeep one day, maybe.
Can you go back to Waterdeep now?
Not currently, no.
Why not?
Well, don't know if I have been told that I would die if I left the Feywild, so.
By creepy face.
His face is actually not that creepy. He just looks like a mushroom.
Oh no! Sorry, I had to.
The two halves of your sentence do not go together. His face is not that creepy. It looks like a mushroom. They don't. No.
I guess you get used to things.
Okay. Yeah.
In your hypothetical scenario where someone maybe interacted a Fae and then bad things happened, what? Tell me more about the hypotheticals.
I mean, hypothetically, maybe someone was a loudmouth that had a very nasty archfey in order to distract their attention because all of her friends were frozen, and maybe being a distracting little pain worked really, 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 really well, and all the friends stayed safe and protected, and the day was saved, and then the hypothetic loudmouth got cursed a lot.
What kind of curse?
Nothing like dying, or that nothing like that bad. Just can't go home, or make a new home, or really stay in one place forever.
That's terrible.
It's all right. Traveling's fun. Change is good for you.
Make a deception roll, please.
Self-imposed disadvantage?
Sure.
Great.
My favourite type of roll. I do it to myself all the time. It's great.
I mean, I barely needed to. I rolled a 2 and a 4, so that is a total of 4.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 16.
She saw right through it.
It is terrible. Veracity is miserable. She had a really good thing going with her friends, and then she blew it because she's cursed. But she also feels with that much of a disparity between your roll and mine, she feels really bad about complaining about it to you because you actually died.
I mean, dying wasn't too bad. No, I agree with you. Not being able to go home is the worst.
You have a person in Waterdeep? Do you want to talk about them, or would that make you sad?
I'll get a book out of my pocket and hand it to you. It's called Chaos in the Collection. They wrote this.
They wrote a whole book?
That's only one of... That's what we did. We were magic item collectors. We found things, and then they must have made a display of all of them.
Would they die if they came here?
I guess not.
We could go and get them, and then you could be together just here and collect magical Feywild items.
It's not a bad idea. You would probably like it here.
And or we could go talk to your mushroom at the same time as we... Well, complain about your mushroom at the same time as we complain about my jam maker China face scary lady.
What exactly are you going to complain to?
The arch monarchs apparently have power, maybe, to reverse an archfae's curse.
Do I think that would actually work? I've been here for a while.
I'd say some form of history check.
19. I'm deliberately not using guidance because I don't want to draw attention.
Interesting. Okay, cool. It seems like the advice is correct, though it seems very difficult. And the way things work here, there's always give and take. No matter who it is, if it's cancelling something out, you'll have to give something else. It could be something nice. It could be something not as nice, but it's a risk.
If you can find a way that's not here, I would do that instead. People here, it's all about bargains. So whatever you ask for, you'll have to give something. And it could be worse than what you already gave.
I couldn't find a way anywhere else. I tried just traveling all the time with nice people, but then that didn't work because they had to stay and look after a whole bunch of other people, and they were going to ignore all those other people to travel with me, and I couldn't let them do that. So I sort of ran away. That's the last time I saw Valka. And then I went to war against this army of real jerks. They were just really rude, unnecessarily mean. And that, I don't know why I thought that would work, but I met a lot of really powerful people and they couldn't do anything. And then my new friends were all really creepy powerful, and they couldn't do anything with even dodgy things. So this does seem to be the best option. And also, if they're like, no, ha, 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 you can have this if we take this, and I don't want to give it, I could just say no and walk away, because that will obviously be fine.
The issue is, sometimes you don't know what you're giving up until you've given it.
That sounds like it was deep and meaningful, but I'm quite sleepy.
And with that, I think, yes, everyone in your beds or otherwise, those of you in beds, they're amazing, they're gorgeous, they are so soft, or just as firm as you need them to be. You all drift off for the night. To Sally.
Yes, I want to do something before going to sleep.
Okay, tell us what it is.
So first of all, I think I want to check the egg. So I think I want to just put it on top of a kind of lamp.
Okay.
To see if there is any sort of development in the egg.
Ooh, okay, let's go for insight. No, I'm lying. Go for intelligence check. No, I'm lying again. Investigation check. Come on, words. We know these ones.
29.
Oh, wow. Okay. So the light beneath shows the pink translucent material within. You see the 5 smallest little cute heads on these little cute necks attached to a little My Little Pony body with a little cute tail, and it's all kind of curled up and looks like it's sleeping.
You are the worst, Liz.
You're welcome. My little Hydra.
I guess the cell is just gonna sort of go to bed holding the egg, and I'm gonna use sending.
Okay.
So I'm gonna message Alkis.
Mhm.
Hey, love. How you doing? Fine. I'm fine. Got new friends. We're doing good things, but there has been some collateral damage. Wish you were here.
Nice. There's a slight pause. Not too much. Then, in response, I thought you'd forgotten. Sword got stolen. Need to get it back. The Autumn Forest's not what it used to be. I miss you.
And then I'm gonna use sending again.
Okay.
I'm gonna message my artificer master.
Okay.
Or yeah. Hey Jack. It's me. It's been a while. Do you know if you're aware? But I'm looking for you. I found out I was collateral damage. Was that over?
A little bit, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You found out you were collateral damage. Again, quite a pause. Ali, can you just remind me? Does Taselli remember this person?
Yes.
Okay. There's a pause. Taselli. Good to hear from you. You know, you really were one of my best students. My only student, really. I'm okay. Sorry to hear about the collateral. And then it tails off.
Thank you. And I will go to sleep.
Got you. Okay. So yes, sleep comes to all of you before. Yes, tell me. No, it's okay. Say words.
And you get to go to sleep, everyone.
Please
Move on with
sleep.
your lives. Can I, once Veracity has gone to sleep, can I sneak around a corner?
Mhm.
Chris and I have a deal that I can use ceremony care to contact my deities. Is that okay with you?
Fine.
I'm gonna pull a mushroom out of a pocket and just fiddle with it. And for an hour.
Oh boy.
I want to be out of sight of Veracity because she was concerned about it.
She's
That
conked out.
mushroom's going to be so slimy by this point. Sorry, Rebecca.
No, Veracity conked out. She had a big day. You don't need to worry about her at all.
Making a squishy mushroom paste. I'm going to start rubbing it on my hands.
Uh-huh. Go on.
That's it, I've done it. So it's on my hands now. Covered in mushroom.
Lovely. How nice.
Going well.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Anything for you.
That's not strictly true, is it? Drusilda, the conservator, and removing curses. How exactly... if Drusilda put a really bad curse on someone, how much exactly would they have to give to get it removed?
Drusilda is the best to answer this question.
I am not talking to Drusilda.
Well, one thing about Drusilda is she tends to say what she means. So if she said, someone, and then there's a slight pause and you feel a grin, hypothetically, someone hypothetically could say, go to the Fey Magisters, the Fey Monarchs, if you will. Drusilda honestly could say something like that. That would have to be what is to be done. What the Fey Monarchs do with this request, that's up to them.
Are they fair? Nothing else here is fair, so I can't imagine. So?
They tend to stick to their words. Again, another grin kind of in your mind.
What do they find compelling?
Sorrow.
Right.
It's a bit of time you've got left. The mushrooms on your fingers. The countdown music is playing.
Just like you, then.
I think we have a very nice deal. I would have thought you'd be grateful. More time on this earth. To do more things, to explore, to investigate. And with someone looking out for you. Must be nice.
I already had that. I didn't need you.
But you were just lying there, all tired and broken and, well, dead, I suppose. I saved you.
That was your choice, not mine.
There's a pause. So be it. And the communication's broken. And with that, you all go to bed. Yay!
I want to go wash my hands.
Okay, you may all process a long rest as night takes you. Please do press that button. Have a great time doing it. As you are sleeping, I will just tell you as you're doing all your prep for the next day. Joe, you are not visited by any dreams of your occupation, though you do get a sense of relief for having come on this journey. The rest is very welcomed. Your dreams kind of drift through the plains as you did aboard the Misty Steps travel barge. It kind of pushes through the mid-filled sky of Murkendraw Bog, and then takes a very strange turn. There's moss and branches and twigs and leaves and small butterflies and cocktail umbrellas with the little logo on and flip-flops falling like confetti from the pink sky above you. Could you just make a wisdom save at disadvantage for me because you're sleeping?
Disadvantage?
Yes.
That was so close to being a 13, but it rolled over to a 5, making it a 6.
That is lovely to know. Thank you. I'm writing a number down. 1 second. Good. Thank you. Tiseli, just budging over to you. Your dreams are light and breezy and full of happy honeymoon memories. Briefly, could you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Disadvantage as well?
Sure, you're sleeping.
This is fine.
I reckon it's a night hag.
8.
Oh, okay. You are back in the Shadowfell in your dream, surrounded by giant shells. The shells transform into grandfather clocks with spinning cogs and wheels on the inside. You see a green rat scurrying through the darkness to a stone with an emerald butterfly on it. You move over to the stone, looking at the stone. You see the entire universe stretched out before you, impossibly quickly vanishing. It vanishes into nothing more than a star teardrop. The dream space dissolves, and you return to a peaceful sleep. Demi. Your sleep reminds you of the quiet that death brings.
Good.
How nice.
Need me to make a wisdom saving throw, or do I just...
I mean, we'll see what happens. It's very peaceful right now. Your dreams kind of take you through the earth, and you witness the cycle of life that goes on underneath the ground. The mold and the fungus and the new beginnings that kind of push through. You yourself are traveling through the earth. You see roots of thousands of trees, and you literally sprout from the ground itself. Could you make a wisdom saving throw for me at disadvantage, please?
17.
17, cool. As you kind of emerge from the earth as yourself, you see in the distance a tree. You're in a field. Clouds in the sky begin to roil and kind of crackle with dark clouds. Lightning crackles down from one of them, hitting the tree. You then hear the soft, rasping voice again of the Angel of Death as he soothes you to a gentle slumber. Valka. Dreams are usually, they kind of come to you after a good fight. Tonight is no exception. You are with your whole family. They are sitting at the feast table. This is your living family. Their eyes are full of happiness as you sit down at the head of the table. But with every blink, a seat empties. As you blink, one by one they vanish. They begin to leave you. They don't say farewell. They don't even look at you. You watch them go as they are embraced by Drusilda, whose face tilts your way, and you just hear this low laughter as you kind of shift to an uneasy dream. Veracity. In your dream, you are with your very first adventuring party, 355, Fiorica, Barda, and Valka. They are frozen in place, like before. But with a difference. Valka has a new axe with her. But you see that her hand is frozen in place, and the axe with her hand is also frozen too. She seems to be gripping it very firmly as it shatters into thousands and thousands of porcelain shards. You then in your mind hear Valka's words that you've heard before. Veracity? Is that you? Veracity? Am I coming through? Look, we don't have long to discuss this, but believe me. The voice changes in that instant. Drusilda speaks now. You're right where I want you. And you drift off to possibly an uneasy sleep in the doorway. As morning greets you, how exciting. How are you all doing after your sleep? Are you all good? Are you all rested? Do you feel good about things?
After hearing everyone else's, I feel like I got off quite lightly.
Joe, can you roll a d8 for me, please?
Oh no! Never taunt the DM. 4.
4. Your hands are now covered in moss instead of hair.
Bollocks. I go straight to the bathroom and I'm just trying to epilate moss off of my self.
Yep, it grows back the moment you epilate. It's all to the same length. It's not like perpetually growing. It kind of, those little crest heads, you kind of have those on your hands. There's knocks at the doors as all your sort of breakfast arrives. Some of you aren't aware that this is happening, but breakfast is coming to you. I guess Veracity, it's just placed in front of you as you awaken on the floor.
I was going to say, I think Valka probably fell asleep unintentionally early. But probably after that dream, waking up, realizes the time, noticing that Veracity didn't come back, and would probably head out into the corridor in a panic.
Do you trip over Veracity? Veracity, you're in the doorway, aren't you?
You're literally right in the doorway.
Hang across and I will guard you.
Let's have a dexterity saving throw from Valka. You're not raging actually, so yeah, just a straight dexterity saving throw.
Demi's asleep on the other wall, so I hope this goes well.
Both of these people have plates of breakfast on them somewhere. Demi has mushroom on her hands at the moment as well.
That was a 19.
19. Yeah, you're able. You kind of go whoop, and you step over the sleeping form of Veracity to look at Demi, who is mushroomed.
I think assuming that it's not quite time to wake up properly yet, I'd probably try and gently, I'm not good at sleight of hand, but probably try and gently pick her up and scoop her and put her into bed.
Parents do this with kids all the time. They are not adventurers. They're able to do this. I'm going to say you're able to just lift Veracity up, plate and all, to put her into bed.
I will rescue the plate.
Yeah.
And then probably put a hand on Demi's shoulder, if I don't know if Demi would wake up.
I'm already awake.
Okay. Oh, then would not put a hand on your shoulder.
Does Demi sleep with their eyes open? Like, I
No,
feel
but
like Demi is that type of person.
Like sat up, like the cat thing of like one eye opens and looks at you.
I didn't mean to. Was she all right? She should have come in. Was she all right? Thank you for staying out with her. I don't
It's
know why
fine,
she didn't come in.
She wanted to give you some space.
Okay. Did you have a good... That didn't look very comfortable.
All right. Slept in worse.
Very true.
I imagine if you wanted another 20 minutes in an actual bed, you probably... I can leave you in the corridor if you...
Can I ask you a question? It's a possibly too serious for a morning question, but here we are.
I think it's going to be a serious morning, so go ahead.
When a hypothetical someone got hypothetically cursed, what exactly was said?
I didn't hear. I was frozen, and she leaned over Veracity and whispered in her ear, and I didn't hear it. But later, we'd gone and we were out with Nalka. Nalka's a friend of Veracity. She's very lovely. And we were there, and when Veracity realised that, when we said it was time to go home, that's when she realised. I'm assuming she told you everything, if you're talking in hypotheticals.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I do feel like I have to warn you that Drusilda's not going to give up very easily.
No. I'm starting to be concerned that it's going to be even more difficult than we thought as well. Actually, can we... Is your room's empty right now?
Yes, or Veracity's got bits of eye all over it, if you'd prefer.
That's fine. Can we...
Yes. Actually, she was very good. She didn't set any of them on fire. She just squished them.
Good. Glad to hear. I always knew she had some self-control, but I think she enjoyed it a little bit too much. I think you warned me not to make any deals with people here. I think I've come to realise that actually that warning may have come too late.
You're welcome to the club.
Right. I think I've got to have quite a difficult conversation with Veracity, and I'm not entirely sure how to start it.
With the truth? She's, from what she said last night, hypothetically spent a lot of time with people who didn't tell her the truth.
I know. No, I don't want to lie to her, it's just... Oh.
If it feels this bad now, it will only get worse if you don't tell her. Trust me.
I know. Do you think they've got any ice cream down there for breakfast? That might help.
It's probably pickle flavoured.
Oh, that is a good point. Maybe we'll sprinkle some biscuits on it.
Breakfast, though?
Yes.
I'll leave you to it.
Thank you. I'll come get you if I need you.
Yes, or if anything is on fire.
Yes.
I'm not sure I could help, but maybe.
Maybe you could throw mushrooms at it. Are mushrooms flammable?
Yes. Trust me, I tried that one. It didn't work.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. We'll head back into my room. Make sure the breakfasts are all... In fact, I'm going to sneak downstairs and see if I can find any ice cream.
Yeah, your requests are granted. You're able to acquire some form of ice cream. One has some knobbly fruit on it. You're not quite sure what that fruit is. And the other has a pickle shoved in it like a flake.
No.
Yes. It's smiling, as per. The ice cream's green. Do with that what you will.
Do I get both, or am I taking?
You get both.
Okay.
You get both of these.
I'll take
Yeah.
both. I will give it the option, and then I'll head back up to my room, and assuming it's a reasonable enough time, give Veracity's temple a little stroke. Morning, love. Sorry you were sleeping out in the corridor. I didn't mean for you to.
It was really comfy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it seems you had a little sleepover with Demi, so that must have been nice.
Yeah, he's great. Mushroomy, but great.
Yes. I've got you some ice cream to go with your breakfast.
Am I allowed?
Well, who's going to stop you?
You, normally.
Why would I stop you? Dive in, love.
Okay.
Veracity, the flavours are pickle.
Lovely.
And some kind of fruit you never tasted before. It tastes nice. It does that crackly thing that Crackle Pop does. You know, when it explodes? That effect's going on. Yep.
Veracity is enjoying having ice cream in bed with Valka, but you do notice that she is looking a little perturbed and her eyes keep wandering to Yurax.
Yeah. We'll like sit in and snuggle with her. I said to you yesterday it was a bit of a long story about how I got here, and we didn't really have time, what with everything going on, but you need to know.
If you don't want to tell me, I've been sort of all over in your face, and it was a bit much, and you don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. And don't spend any time that you don't want to. Okay.
It's important that you know.
I sort of maybe have an idea. I had weird dreams.
What kind of weird dreams?
They're almost certainly nothing, because that would be really, really bad. And no, nothing. It's fine.
I'm going to talk before you keep making this worse.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Okay, this is going to get a bit complicated, so bear with me because I don't quite understand a lot of it myself.
Valka has an ice cream. Valka has an ice cream in her hand, and it's slowly getting crushed. The cone is becoming more and more crushed. Yeah. Sorry, Nat, continue.
No, it's okay. After you left, we were going to come and follow you. We were going to go to Barda's first and pick her up, and then we were going to come and try and find you again. However, on the way, this unicorn appeared. Now, I know, I was just as baffled as you are now. It was Voight, male, use he, him pronouns? I can't remember.
I believe Voight used they pronouns.
They pronouns.
Well, he, they pronouns.
So this unicorn, they seemed to know about the constant, and they were quite insistent that they have it because it was quite important about saving the future or something like that. I don't know. I was very confused. Anyway, we were in the middle of arguing with them about it when we ended up somewhere else. We turned another funny corner, like we did when we went to the hedge maze. But this place, it's very hard to describe. The sky was not like a different color like here, but it was all of the colors all at once, and there were so many stars, and there was this war that was happening, and we weren't part of it, but we ended up getting dragged into it. There were these people, Githyanki, that's what they were called, and they were nice enough, but they were having real troubles with these creatures who were just awful, everything told. They were tall, and they had these tentacles on their faces, and they wore very elaborate robes, and they could do things to your mind. And it was a terrible place, love. So we were trying to help the Githyanki that we were near, and we ended up getting separated. And Viorica ended up getting separated from us as well. And I went to try and go after him. But the people that we were with said it was too late. That group had been taken, and there was nothing to be done about it. And I argued with them, but they wouldn't. I'm really sorry, love. I should have told you as soon as I saw you, but I couldn't. It was all very confusing and I couldn't quite bring myself to. And then after that, I was so cross. Once we'd made it to a safe place, I stormed away for a little bit. I had to get some air. 355 was staying with Voight and trying to help set up some kind of camp so we could try and escape properly in the morning. There were these pools that we were going to make it to, and they would get us back to where we were supposed to be. And anyway, I found myself in this little cave for a while and just screamed. And then my mother was there. And now you have to understand, in my village, we believe that our ancestors are there for us, even after they've passed away. Obviously, some of them joined us in the battle this afternoon. And when I get really cross, they're there with me and they'll help protect my friends. So, in a way, it didn't seem that strange that she was there. And we had a nice long chat. And she told me it wasn't my fault. She was very comforting, really. And then she offered me these axes to help. For me to help protect my friends and family. And she said that as long as I kept fighting, as long as I kept protecting them, that's what was important. So that's what these are. Now, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I now believe that I have been tricked. And I don't believe it was my mother. And I think you might know who it was. So, I'm not entirely sure why, because she has given me more power. I think I'm able to do some things that I wasn't able to do before. But yes, when the Hydra, when I was down, I had another vision, and that was my mother, my real mother, and she was trying to warn me. And then Drusilda was there again as my mother, and then she wasn't. Then she was her. There you are. I should say as well. So after we did manage to find those pools. So as far as I know, 355 and Voight have made it back to where we were from. But I don't know. When I tried to jump in, I was the last to go. I heard this. Well, I heard the noise of the barge, and I was on there instead. I don't know how that happened. Maybe she had something to do with it as well. Maybe it was just happenstance. I don't quite understand, but there we are. I really am very sorry about Viorica. I tried so hard.
It's not your fault. It's not.
Keep trying to tell myself that.
You protect everybody all the time. It's not your fault.
Well, part of me keeps thinking if I'd had these earlier, maybe I would have made it back to him, but I don't know.
Veracity has been dithering about doing something, and that decides her. Really sorry. Veracity is going to make a grab for your exits, and she's going to try and set them on fire.
Okay.
If you're cool with that. Nah.
Well, that's a contested.
I don't know how that would work, but sure.
Contested dex. So we'll just say dexterity saving throw from both of you.
Sure.
Dex it out.
18 for Veracity.
5.
Okay, Veracity, you are able to get. Is it a singular axe or 2 axes?
It's 2.
2. The 2 axes. Veracity, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Is it against magic?
No.
Great. Wisdom save. Plus 10.
You get
28.
a level of warlock. Can you get a level of warlock?
28.
28. Okay. I'm just going to roll some dice. Okay?
Oh boy.
Falca being tricked by Drusilda is bad. Falca thinking maybe it was a good thing is not allowed.
Let me just get to my digital dice on D&D Beyond. Bear with corner. This is not magic as such. This is coming to you in your mind. It is a sharp piece of porcelain digging into your temple. Let me just roll those dice and see what comes up. 27 reduced by half. Why is it whenever I need to reduce by half, it's always an odd number? Always happens to be on D&D.
It's 13.
13. And you just hear laughter in your mind for us too. You do still hold the axe in your hand, but if you do something else, you get the impression that more damage will be coming your way.
She's cross. I'm gonna cast Burning Hand. It's a cone of fire. She's only going to do it at first level, but the axes need to make a dex save of 17.
Okay.
And like a cone of flame shoots out. She's trying to set them on fire.
Did it look like Veracity was hurt by the first?
Oh yeah.
There's probably a bit of blood coming from like her nose at this point.
She will
wait, love, what are you trying to do?
Veracity, could you roll your damage?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what comes your way.
Yeah.
There is
Are
no
you
save for
making
this.
a racket?
There is some noise going on now at this point. But I will also tell you that something else is occurring very soon. Let me know your damage.
11.
11, okay. There's maybe scorch marks, but you see them get repaired instantly. Veracity, you are dealt 42 points of psychic damage once more.
42.
42 points of psychic damage. As that happens, all of you in your rooms, you see out of the window, you can see from this vantage point, the Expeditious Retreat to your left, the Arcane College for Hags to your right. You see from your vantage point here to your right, streams of people are running out of the college. And you do hear screaming in the background. But with that, we are going to nip on over to our break. We'll catch you in about 5-10 minutes, folks. See you in the next half.
I've spent my life studying the enigma of dragonkind. What drives them, where to find them, the power they command. I've watched them build and topple whole societies. And I've seen the truth behind their treacherous words. They can be cold and callous. Some are outright savage, while others are more calculated in their ruinous pursuits. No matter their motivations, whatever fuels their primal rage, it is my responsibility to protect the citizens of Faerun from these dragons. Tell me, Dragon Slayer, will you join us?
We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. Hero Forge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and an ! Characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Welcome back. Last we were here, there was a lot of conversation. There's a lot of backstory. Someone rubbed mushroom all over his hands. Someone sang a song with other people. Someone cuddled an egg and spoke to their husband. It was cute. I loved it. We left off with a bit of a fraught situation. Veracity, classic Veracity, decided to fix Valka's problem with fire, which, you know, that's a standard reaction, sure. Didn't go down too well. Some archface somewhere was perhaps not very pleased with this, and poor Veracity got a good amount of damage. Psychic, not fun. Veracity, I will ask you to tell us what that looks like, but as that all happened, all of you in your rooms, you saw a mass exodus from the Arcane College of Hags to the right of where the hotel is. I'm going to pick up with you all exiting your rooms, one by one. Demi, you will see Valka and Veracity come out of Valka's room. Veracity, tell us what you look like right now.
Great. I think you said the first one was like just that like porcelain shard going in. I feel like that second huge one was like it just twisting.
Yep.
So I think Veracity like nosebleed, ears bleeding, and just looks shaken and tiny. Pale is probably clinging onto Valka. She has lost almost 3/4 of her hit points, and is not looking super happy.
Demi, please, can you help her?
Joe, to say that we need assistance. I can't. I can't.
Bow my eggs and run.
Joe kind of emerges from his room. He's gotten a pair of his spare socks and is just wearing them as gloves, as little kind of finger holes, but you can just see little bits of moss poking out. What's going on?
That's my question. What's going on with you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Fine.
Veracity tried to sort my axes out, and they weren't happy about it. What did you mean you can't do anything?
I can't. She's not dying. I can't heal her.
Well, Demi, in your mind you hear, you wouldn't want to disappoint me.
I'm gonna
One sec.
Oh no.
Allow me to just roll a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. I love this today. Okay, today we're just rolling to see if our characters would do this, and I'm here for it. Am I clever today?
I'm currently rolling to see how pissed off Demi is, and Demi's quite
Nice.
pissed
No,
off.
I love it.
I am going to heal Veracity
Okay.
at 5th level because I'm really pissed off.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Good. Love
Yeah, it's going to go real well. You do get 37 points of healing.
Amazing. Hags.
Emma, how are we feeling at maths today?
Maths, I can maths.
Okay. Could you divide that by 4?
Yes, with my phone calculator.
It's 9.
Yes.
9.
Carol Vorderman has spoken.
Really?
I'm kidding. 9 HP is removed from your max HP. As you just hear tutting in your
Actually,
mind.
it's 14 and a half.
14 and a half.
37.
58? No, what am I doing? Where did I get 58 from?
18
With 18, half again is 9.
I decided that it was 58 in my brain.
But
So yes, Demi, that 9 is removed from your total HP.
Is
cannot-
that
cannot
noticeable? Like wrinkles or like color washing off?
Probably. So Demi has like gold tattoo lines. They'll probably shrink slightly.
There's a slight.
Wait.
You know that the frills on the underside of a mushroom, the brown bit.
Yeah.
There's a slight, almost gauntness to Demi, and there's slight frills appearing.
Okay. Demi, apply some of the cream that we got, and I'll do the healing. I will heal at 4th.
I'm only now missing 18.
And
I mean, I feel nearly better.
15.
This is all happening as you're running. You're going down in the lift, by the way. This is all
Running. Thanks. I did the stupid thing. Demi, are you okay?
In the elevator.
Also did the stupid thing.
Okay.
the cream makes no difference, I'm afraid.
But you look great.
Yes, your frills are moisturised. That sounds weird. Not going to say that again.
I'm starting to think that I've also done a stupid thing, but I don't know what. Is there like a jab that I was supposed to get before I came to the Feywild? Is that what this is?
No.
Is that because it's from where none of us seem to be getting it?
Tell you what, when we're not running towards a bunch of screamy people, I will talk to the moss on your hands and find out what they think is going on.
I love this. Yes, you are. You are heading north through the plaza, through some beautiful gardens, so you're not stopping around to have a look at them properly. Although butterflies kind of fly past you. One of them, Tiseli, kind of just gets in your hair a little bit and you make sure they're not there. You head over like a small wooden bridge, passing an ogre wearing a flat cap. He appears to be sort of painting the bridge. He's got this tiny pair of cracked spectacles, like on a string on his nose. And he kind of, as you keep on going, you go past him.
These shoes were not designed for this much running.
Human heels. Can I pop out Sparky as we run?
Sure, you can just remind me how long Sparky stays out for.
An hour.
Cool.
Or until he loses all his hit points.
Got you. Yes, you absolutely can do that. You do that just as you are about to make your way off the bridge. Sparky's foot just comes off the bridge and leaves a nice little scorch mark on the wood that this guy's now painted. He kind of makes a sad face as you continue. You come across the college. However, you do notice this is not any Drusilda related stuff. I'm just going to throw this down now. Or anything. You do come across a hedge maze, which you do have to get through to get to the college. Can I just get a group survival check, please?
See, this is what a hedge maze is supposed to look like.
It's a maze made of hedges.
I'm just going. Can I just run up the hedge
Of course
onto
you can.
the top?
Yes.
I don't know whether I would be any help while I'm up there trying to tell people where to go.
You could certainly see where people need to go. Yeah. So I'll say.
How tall is it?
It's about 10 foot high.
Okay, fine.
Yes, with the help of Joe, you are certainly able to get there quicker, although it's quite a large hedge maze, so let's go for some survival checks with advantage because of the help you're receiving from Joe. Joe, you don't need to make that check.
Ooh. I don't think mine can get any better now. 23 is my first one.
Nice.
Same. 23.
Cool.
That's 20.
15.
Tiseli, your bridal guy. You tell me. What do you think's happening? What's happening?
Like, I'm fine. I just need a minute. Oh my god. So now I have the trail, 2 eggs in my hands.
Where have 2 eggs come from, Ali? There's only 1 egg.
Swifty.
Oh, it's 1 Swifty.
And 1 Swifty, yes.
Got you. All right, okay.
Probably Swifty now by itself. I have a crazy idea, but you may say no, that's too much. So I have plant growth. Can I use it to... What I want to do is like create a path. So basically, if the maze grows a roof, then there is no maze. But
you're trapped in a hedge.
Sure. There was a ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's where we're going.
Tiseli flutters the trail, and like thousands of beautiful butterflies start like pollinizing everywhere, and more suitable platforms made of leaves and everything start appearing, or like sprouting.
Yes, it's kind of beautiful. These things kind of knit together gorgeously. The butterflies help as well with this. Some of them actually just turn to flowers as this happens. As Joe, you're lifted up as well. This goes a bit higher maybe than Tiseli was expecting. You're all doing great with the survival. You were almost at the door, but then Tiseli was fabulous. And this gorgeous ramp upwards escalates. You're all able to walk onto this and find yourselves in front of the college.
That was stunning.
Thank you. Compliments later.
Sure, of course.
You arrive to what looks like a university campus. There's a long area, like a patch of grass in the center of 3 large buildings, the largest immediately before you. The grass is kind of dotted with fern fronds and dandelions, and they kind of seem to notice you as you pass, like the heads of them kind of turn and follow you. Not in a menacing way, just in a cute kind of Disney way. There are lots of students here outside. You know when the fire alarm goes off, if you've ever been at school or in a public place, and you all have to line up outside?
Those 2 really niche life events.
Yes, they're all sort of lined up, kind of talking amongst themselves. You notice there's like a huge cauldron outside, which kind of acts like a fountain. It's perpetually boiling. It's about 10 foot high, and there's multicolored steam billowing from it. They all assemble around there. You see, stood on the steps, kind of ushering people outwards, a very small Svirfneblin, a deep gnome. With purple skin, a crushed purple velvet robe with stars dotted all on it. He's wearing a pointed hat, again with the stars on it, but also with like a mortarboard with a little tassel that's been attached. And he's ushering people outwards. What are you guys doing?
For some reason, we're running towards the thing that everyone is screaming about, so...
That's what we're here for.
Great. Could we do less running next time?
Yes, I think so. I'm just kind of eyeing Demi. I don't think I could carry him. Right, the wings are pretty big.
Demi is quite slight, but there's just a lot. Like, tall, horns, wings.
Sparky runs alongside and poof, you are teleported 30 feet, 60 feet closer to where we're going.
Demi.
This is better, thank you.
Demi, you arrive.
15 feet still.
You arrive right in front of this fairly short purple gnome. Hello, I'm sorry, are you one of the students here?
No. I suppose I could be, but no.
Okay, well, students are not permitted to go inside. I'm sorry, the library system is just not behaving correctly.
What about non-students, problem solvers like me and my friends?
Oh, are you the ones that Barbara and Celine have invited?
Well, yes, that's us.
Yeah.
Right, okay. If you could follow me, and he kind of directs one of the, I'm going to say, supervisor teachers to organise the students. The students, you notice, they are all hags of all different sizes, shapes, genders, you name it. And it's kind of like a real university campus, kind of USA. If you've ever seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, when she goes to university, that kind of vibe.
Are there hag cheerleaders? I need to know.
Make an investigation check.
Come on.
Like the Green Girls or something.
Why are my dice failing me now? I need guidance. I'm sorry. No! My dice don't want us to be cheerleaders. I rolled a 12.
Look,
okay, 12.
The cheerleading hags.
The cheerleading hags are the last to exit. Perhaps they were in a practice. They kind of like make their way down the stairs, and they're kind of giggling amongst themselves, but terrified at the same time. You do see them, but just as you're sort of following Enoch inside, and he's like, look, listen, yeah, you're told to go outside. You know, you need to do it straight away. They continue, and you're following Enoch. So yes, there are hag cheerleaders, to answer your question.
This makes me happy. Inside, deep inside.
Good.
That sounded weird. It just makes me happy. I enjoy it.
They do not have dissected eyeballs on their person. I'm so sorry to let you know about this. They don't have that with them. So yes, you have found yourselves in this gorgeous marble-floored space. There's a big grand staircase leading upwards to where you see like a massive sort of portrait, a painting, if you will, of some unknown person. They have... Actually, could you make a history check for me?
Yes. 24?
24. If anyone's ever seen Snow White, you know the hag when she's in her true form. It's like that, but realistic. There is the sort of cowl and the grey long hair, the nose, and a cheeky little expression with one eye bigger than the other. You would know, Demi, you would know this to be Baba Yaga. Who? The Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Oh.
Enoch kind of stands up on the stairs, so he's at sort of eye height with all of you. And you can hear, so the stairs go upwards to this portrait and away, but downstairs, that is where a lot of noise is coming from. And you've heard this noise on your way to the college. It's clashing, it's clanging, it's screeching. There's thudding. So, the library's downstairs. The system is not happy. I might have tried to turn it off, and then I turned it back on again, and then, well, I suppose you're going to see when you get there.
Usually that's what helps, I thought, turning things on and off again.
Well, they didn't make me a professor for nothing, it's something that, I like to think I'm good at, but...
Maybe you should have called library support.
I did not think to do that.
Speaking of... basically library support. You never see Taseli anywhere but a library when I knew him.
Really? Which one is Taseli? Oh, hello. So, if you are the library expert, I just want to let you know that the librarians themselves have also decided to throw books at people, and they're not feeling too great right now.
What kind of individuals are these? Creatures, humanoids?
No, these are the constructs. Yeah, so they, they're great. They sort of wheel along with baskets, and they put the books in the baskets.
In the biscuits.
The biscuits. And they've started just to throw them at people, and it's not helping with the library system.
Is there a central construct that, I don't know, controls the others?
I was thinking it might have some kind of power source, but it just seems to have its own, it seems to be internal to it. Like I say, turning it off was an easy job. It's got a button. Turning it back on was also an easy job with the button, but it's just made it berserk, really, to use the right word. Berserk is what I'd say.
How many are they, or is it just one?
It's just one library system. It's quite big. It controls all of the stacks and all of the books. It's got a lot of limbs. Or appendages, I suppose they're called. Sorry.
Does it replies, does it understand languages? Would it be possible to mediate with this thing?
Well, I have tried talking to it. I don't know if it quite understands my accent, but no, it doesn't seem to respond to any verbal command. Also, there's a few tomes that I need you to make sure don't get damaged, unless they've been sold already. 3 are very important to me, okay? The first, never tell anyone your real name. First edition. Don't let that get thrown. Yeah?
Very sensible.
Withered and wild and earthly beings. That's another one. You don't want that to get... That's a very good learning material. And a masterclass in negotiation. Again, first edition. Try not to set those on fire or anything, If you find them, great.
I promise we will do our best and solve this, but you have to get out and don't come back in until we said so.
No problem. No, I'm going to go. And Enoch kind of scurries off as the clanging resounds. It's quite an open space that you're in. The marble floor, the big ceiling kind of echoes all of this clanging that's going on.
Quick question. Is there like a little shadowy area or something, like a nook?
Sure, kind of like behind the door. So it's double doors that you come in through, and just behind those doors, that's where the shadows gather.
Joe just kind of quickly rounds a corner, bends over into a shadow, and then pulls out another shadow cat.
Oh, cute.
Right, gonna need you soon.
Why did you need him not to come back to Sele?
So we can look around when we solve this.
Oh, good idea.
Why? Do you think there's something else going on here?
Sabotage!
Knowledge!
Did you not look at the board?
Just...
The board?
It's in Veracity's room. I think there might be eyeball goo on it now, but it tells what Taseli and I came up with last night.
It's extensive. You have not seen this.
I've not seen this.
But there are so many links to so many things.
And so many pickles as well.
Yes, there's actually a pickle nailed to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say the 3 book names? Was it? I've got Never Tell Anyone Your Real Name, and I've got Withered and Wild. What was the third one?
Withered and Wild, Unearthly Beings. The third one was a Masterhood in Negotiation.
Yeah,
Just one second.
negotiation.
I thought it was Withered and Wild. in brackets is a masterhood of negotiation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I
No,
thought
that was the
subheading,
third.
right.
Yeah. Withered and Wild, Unearthly Beings, and then a masterclass in negotiation.
Okay.
You
Shall
didn't
we?
tell us what those books looked like.
Well,
I mean, I'm assuming
presumably
they look like books, but
they'll have the titles.
that takes a very long time to read a title. Like, you want to know, like, is it a red book? Is it a green book? Is it
Maybe
a
we
big
just don't burn any books, I say, looking at Sparky.
I have never. I would never. That is not something I have emphatically done before. Absolutely.
one? Definitely wasn't the first thing that we fought together.
No, or the reason that I ended up in Alterel in the first place.
When I was making this, just behind the DM screen, when I was making this, I realised after I had made it that Veracity did what Veracity did at the very beginning that caused Veracity to go adventuring, and I was like, oh no.
They're called.
I'm putting Veracity in a library. Oh dear.
For those who haven't seen the very first episode of Seekers of Elturel, A, do, it's great. But
Yes.
B, she sort of set fire to a lot of Candlekeep. It's kind of what happened.
Elturel, the Athenaeum.
It is Elturel. It was, yes, Elturel, the giant scary library. Yeah, it was on fire. Yes. I won't do that again.
Great.
Okay, so what's the game plan?
I don't know anything about machines. Silly?
Well, we should find the button and push it, and that's it, I guess. I mean, he didn't. He or they?
He.
They didn't say don't mess with the machinery. So I guess force is allowed. Let's have some fun. I mean, we did it good before, so let's roll some punches.
Great. I'm just going to warn you now that I'm not getting close enough to that thing to push the button.
I'm sure I can have a go.
Classic Demi.
You tell me what needs lifting to Sally, I'll be there.
Good.
How high are the ceilings in this place?
Oh, very high. If Liz were to estimate, I'd say about 30 foot.
Okay.
30 foot high.
I'm going to run up the wall and walk along the ceiling at the same pace as everyone else is walking along the floor.
Cool. It's kind of fun walking on the ceiling as you're going downstairs because the ceiling slopes as well. So from your perspective, it's uphill.
I mean, I'm not only walking on the ceiling, I am, dancing on the ceiling.
Ew.
What a feeling. Yes, you do that.
Joe's wearing quite a loose Hawaiian shirt like yourself, right, Sean?
Yeah, so the shirt is probably like,
hanging down.
I like to think that Joe kind of wraps it around his waist, Britney Spears style, to prevent that from happening. That's where I'm going with this.
The classic underbust knot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hit me, Britney, one more time. Yeah.
I think I'm too big boned.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I hope that's there. I love it. Cool. You are making your way downstairs. Who's going first? Not Demi. We've established that. Joe's on the ceiling, having a party. What a feeling.
Swifty to the front.
50 at the front. Who's next?
I'll go where I'm told, but near the front, I imagine.
Awesome. Okay. So Swifty going first. What form is Swifty right now?
Pony.
Pony.
Still the trombone?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Swifty kind of making its way downstairs. Stairs are a little bit troublesome, a tiny bit troublesome, especially marble stairs because they're so sort of firm and slippy. But Swifty's okay. Valky, you follow, and the creaking and bashing and like the screeching is getting much louder at this point, almost deafening. There is light here coming from sconces, but like a dim, magical, flickering light coming from them as if the lights themselves aren't functioning as they should be. You see an archway in front of you leading to the library, and in it there's a huge crack just at the top of it, in the centre, and there's a book firmly lodged through the wall at the top of this archway. Through the archway, you can see a completely demolished library. There are stone columns holding up a mezzanine, and you see huge tree trunks growing through this space as well. There are shelves rotating round the tree trunks. Some of them have books on, most of them don't, because all the books you notice are on the floor, crumpled. There's a wide circular counter in the center, and in the middle of it, you see a huge metallic structure kind of creaking erratically to itself. There are various long crane-like structures extruding from its form. The cogs are whirring and jarring on themselves. Elements of this metallic structure kind of seem jammed into other parts of the library itself. So there's one jammed through a tree trunk. There's one kind of through the mezzanine, what's the word? Banister, I want to say. But yeah, the noise is very loud here. You see that it has two lights that kind of look upwards as you approach the door. And could we get Swifty and Valka to roll a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Hello. Is it an effect that I can see?
Are you raging? I feel like you need to be raging for that to kick in.
Just barbarian. Just says advantage. I think it's just a barbarian thing.
Amazing. Then yes, you can visibly see a book coming towards you in slow motion, so roll with advantage.
Oh, that was exactly the same roll. So that's a total of 10.
Okay, what did Swifty get?
17.
17. Swifty is able to expertly kind of, I don't know if you've ever seen a horse roll over, but Swifty drops to the knees, does a little roll and stands back up again. Valka, you are hit square in the face with a book. Could you roll 1d4 for me?
That's a 2.
You take 2 points of book damage to your face.
Well, that's very rude.
It falls to the floor and you do see the book titled Never Give Anyone Your Real Name.
Oh, it's this one. Oh, right.
I'll take it.
There you go. I'm going to toss it to Demi.
Oh no, don't throw things at me.
Let me make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
No.
I've just realised I never gave...
It's a natural 20.
Hey, you're able to catch it. In fact, your hand kind of moves without you even thinking about it, Demi, and you just hear in your mind, I am helpful sometimes.
Probably because Demi was like flinching away from it.
Yep.
I realised, I just thinking about, I was going to put it in my pocket, and then I realised I never gave Crustacia her boot back, so that's still there.
Oh.
Little halfling welly boot.
You can roll back on that if you want to, but you can keep that.
No, I think it's there. I think she completely forgot.
Yes, she did.
I've also managed to pinch a watch.
Oh, they'll be fine. They won't notice. Or will they? Cool. You also see in the space there are two wheeling constructs that are kind of bobbling over the piles of books on the floor. They look like bronze statues on chariots, but the chariots have like baskets around them with books within. They are looking at each other and kind of looking around like they're searching for something.
Well, we're looking for that. That was very nice. Thank you. Maybe need to work on the aim, but actually, if you've got Withered and Wild and a masterclass in negotiation as well, that'd be great. Thank you.
As you say that, the two chariots are coming your direction. You see in their eyes, they have eyes, even though they look more robotic than anything. The eyelids kind of open, looking directly towards you. You see like a blue light behind them. Slight motes of Feywild energy kind of emit as their eyes open, and they kind of flash, and you're sure you can see like a symbol, an image of a crescent moon as they flash. But I'm going to need you all to roll some initiative, please, because these things are coming for you. 1 second. And do let me know what you get.
Non-nat 20.
Yeah,
also non-nat 20.
15.
15.
Okay.
Sean, which club are you going to join?
Oh. Club 11.
Sean is his own man.
I'm really sorry, folks. I'm just going to ask you to... It's fine. I brought up the wrong encounter on D&D Beyond. I brought up the next one and it managed to remember your roles. Veracity, you were a non-nat 20, weren't you?
Yes.
Cool.
Liz, you know how there's a spell that spellcasters always cast and it's not necessary
you cast that every morning, Joe. Yes.
Yeah.
Cush Mage Armor. Yes. Every single spellcaster casts that every morning. Yes. Marvelous. So, let me just get my shit together. 1 second. Right. Yeah, you are in this space. The two, I'm going to call them what they are. These are Murkendraw archivists. They have wheeled on over to you. Currently about 15 foot away, you are in the entrance. They are in between you and the head librarian, that huge construct in the center, who is also joining this fight. First up, we've got the head librarian. Ah, that's cute. Okay. So, it's going to be throwing some books around again. Let's see. It's going to use its book launcher attack twice. Probably both at Valka being the closest thing to it, other than Swifty, who is also kind of a construct, so this thing is not that clever to distinguish between the two. It is clever enough to distinguish between the two. Those two attacks coming your way. Valka, I've got a 13 to hit and a natural 20 to hit.
Ooh, that will hit.
Okay.
Do I...
So Swifty will use his reaction to impose disadvantage on the second attack.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Cool. Let me just roll that again, then let's see what happens. That was the wrong... There we go. 19 on the second.
That does still hit.
Okay, damage in total 17, bludgeoning. Ooh. As again, Valka, another book is attracted to your forehead. This is withered and wild. So at least a plus from the...
Ow! Demi!
Oh no.
You see it is shifting very rapidly. It's not moving in the space, as in physically moving from one place to another, but its entire form is whirring. You see books kind of moving within it as well and kind of going onto one of the shelves and then coming back into its form. That ends its go. Valka, you are 15 foot away from the two archivists, these two constructs on chariots, and about 30 foot away from the head librarian. What would you like to do?
Okay. I think she's just going to, over her shoulder, Tesseli, is there anything that you think we should be doing other than just hitting it until it stops?
We should try find something like a switch or a button or something that looks like hot energy. Yes, lighting.
Okay. I tell you do that. I'm going to see if I can stop it, but I will keep an eye out. Right, I am going to, I'm going to rage. She just kind of looks at the two coming towards her and goes, right, you two, that's enough, and charge towards them. I think there is a sense of, like, the slightest hesitancy, but she does reach down and grab the axes.
You feel a slight discomfort at that, as you would.
Yeah.
A weird feeling of reassurance that you do not like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna attack.
Are you attacking the who are you attacking? Sorry.
Well, hang on. How big are these chariot things again?
The chariot things themselves are considered large. They tower about 10 foot over you.
Oh, they're tall. Okay.
They're on these platforms, basically.
Yeah. I misheard or didn't quite grasp that they're beefy things.
Yeah, but they're kind of slender. They have long arms, but they're very tall.
Right. So we're going to go in with... No, don't roll damage. Roll to attack, you twonk.
Happens to me all the time. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Well, that's a nat one.
Okay, that does not hit. The one to your left kind of has a golden sheen about it. The one to your right has a bronze sheen to it.
Okay, so the second hit was a 19.
19 definitely hits. So are you going for gold or bronze?
Okay, so I think the first one, because it's right hand, left hand, I think the first one will be going in with the right hand and must miss that, but follows through the left. So that's bronze on the left.
Bronze is on your right, gold is on your left.
Miss bronze, hit gold.
Yeah.
Hit gold!
Hit gold!
Good. Right, damage.
Damage.
Oh my Goodness, that's only an 8.
8 points of damage.
Wow.
Only 8 points of damage to break Veracity's heart.
8 points of damage. Your attacks hit true, Valka. You make a nice sizable dent in the golden one. I
guess trying to aim for any kind of like mechanism or gear that like she's looking for the equivalent of like a hay cart or a plow where it would have a wheel, like that kind of joint to stop it from.
Got you. You can certainly see the joints that the wheels of this thing are connected to, but with that hit, you kind of just dint it in the side of its armor. Yeah. You do kind of pick through to the inside. You can't quite make out what's on the inside, but you've certainly sliced through some of the tin that's surrounding this creature. Mm-hmm. Does that end your go?
Yeah, I've bonused and attacked.
Marvelous. We move to Veracity, followed by Demi. Veracity, what are you doing?
So, are these constructs, are they A, humanoids and or B, creatures?
They are considered constructs, so not humanoids. They look humanoid. They have a humanoid appearance, but they are constructs.
Yeah, constructs, not creatures, not humanoids.
They are considered creatures because of D&D rules.
Considered creatures. Okay, that's good to know. Because Veracity has a little bit of a dilemma because she's been told not to set fire to things.
Make an intelligence check for me.
Is it again? Oh no, check.
Just a check.
I'm very clever. So I am. That's a flat 17.
Nice. You notice that wherever there is a book that is within the big creature, the big construct in the center, and all around the stacks, there's a shimmering, almost force field. You get the impression that any sort of magic is resisted.
Interesting.
A bit like waterproof, should I say? Water retardant. Magic retardant. That kind of vibe.
Sorry, this is Rebecca being confused.
Sorry.
As in fire damage won't do damage or magic won't do damage?
Any damage will be dampened.
Damage, okay, that's fine.
Any magical damage, yeah.
Okay, given that they are not humanoids, I cannot hold them, but they are creatures. Are they, how many can I get within a 10-foot radius sphere, so 20-foot diameter?
They have, the two smaller creatures have moved towards you. You would be able to get both of them within a sphere.
I would like them both to make a wisdom saving throw as I cast confusion.
Oh, nice. Let's just see. We're going to go for Goldie first. Goldie rolls a 20.
Yeah.
Bronzy rolled a 16.
Ooh, Bronzy fails.
Nice. Okay. Tell us what confusion does.
So it assaults and twists creatures. It makes them confused. So the one that succeeded, nothing happens. Okay, the one that's failed, I roll a d10 and I decide, and the d10 decides what's done to it. That was a 4, which means it doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Does not move or take actions. Cool. Could you remind that of me if I forget? That's the bronze creature.
That's the bronze one. Brilliant. And then as a bonus, this is up to you. Normally, Sparky's up, I would tell him to throw fire, but Veracity's not throwing fire at the books. Is there a way he can give someone else the help action just by being near them? Can I use that for my bonus action instead?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, fine.
Great.
Not quite sure helping what to do, but yes, absolutely.
Then Sparky will. He popped Demi. He was giving Demi a lift earlier, so we'll hover near Demi and just be there, looking as eager to be of assistance as a Nomi blob of fire can.
Nice. Cool. All right.
And then I think for my movement, I will just back away a bit because Falca's doing a great job with her axes.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Demi, we are over to you. You have a Sparky assistant to help you with something. What would you like to do?
What I would like to do is to look around for some way to turn this off, because that is what Sally wanted.
Okay. You don't have to use an action for that, just because in the split second you'd be able to assess the situation. So if you'd like to make a perception check, that's fine.
Could it be investigation?
Sure, that's fine.
Thank you. Is it with advantage because Sparky's also?
Yeah, Sparky can point.
Thank God, because I rolled a natural one. That makes it a 25.
25. Sparky is emphatically pointing towards a red button near the doors that you just came in.
Can I press the button?
You may do as a free action. Yes, that's fine. Nothing happens. Although the creature in the center seems to move even quicker than before.
Just say that I made it worse.
Demi, could you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Is that the end of my turn? I've still got stuff I could do.
No, I know, but just in this moment.
13.
13. You are able to dodge the third book that you are missing. It flies over your head. You move out the way, catch it, and it is a masterclass in negotiation that's just been lobbed your way.
All right, I've got all three of them in various pockets now, so as long as I'm fine, they're fine.
You are fine, but you still have your entire go to go, so go for it.
Okay, pressing the button doesn't work. That was my entire plan, Liz.
Oh, but you have so much stuff to do.
I've got so much stuff.
So many sweets.
So many things.
So many toys.
Psychic damage is not going to work. I'm going to reach out and cast Haste on Valka.
Ooh, let us all know what that does.
Again, it's like the sparking energy. Although I look very in control of it. And it kind of like, you get like a sort of halo of lightning.
Ooh. So what does haste mean for Valka? What does that allow Valka to do?
Your speed is doubled. You get an extra +2 to AC. You have advantage on dex saving throws, more advantage on dex saving throws. And you get an extra action on each of your turns. You can only use it for specific things. And it's fine as long as I maintain concentration. And then it's awful.
Oh, yes. Isn't that an exhaustion?
No, it's you lose a turn.
That's it. Cool. Concentration, Demi. Written it down.
It feels like the lightning is sort of sparking into your brain and like pushing things to make things go faster.
I like to think that because Valka's raging, she's got these kind of barely perceptible wisps of spectral spirits kind of round her, and it's sort of arcing through them as well, so it's actually making them more visible.
Oh, pretty. I love it. Demi, anything else on your go you'd like to do?
So I can teleport every time I cast a spell.
Amazing. Just to confirm, there is a mezzanine above as well, so you do have choice of the lower ground or the top.
Up there in 15 feet.
Yes, you would be able to. You'd have to step forward a little bit to then sort of look behind you, but yes, you'd be able to hop on up.
I shall do that with my Dragon Touch focus.
Nice. Demi, you find yourself on the mezzanine looking down on the scene below you. At the end of your go, if that is the end of your go.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm all good.
Cool. The creature, the big head librarian, is kind of looking like it's at boiling point. There's steam coming from it now. A little bit of smoke you notice as well. Everybody who is not Demi, who's just moved onto the top, so that includes Swifty, and also my two constructs, which I will roll for. Could you make a dexterity saving throw?
On the ceiling.
Bronzy cannot move at all, so probably can't dex save.
I'll roll it at disadvantage. I don't know if saving throws is part of that. It did fail anyway.
Does that include me? Because I'm on the ceiling.
You are on the ceiling near the door. So you've not moved into the space yet. So yes, Joe, if you could please.
Okie dokie. Sorry, remind me, dex save?
Dexterity saving throw, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a dirty 20 anyway.
Cool.
Nat 20 for me. For a 20.
Nice.
19 for Veracity.
Okay. Sally and Swifty?
19 for Teseli and 12 for Swifty.
You all roll so well apart from Swifty. Swifty takes the full 28 points of damage. Now, what's happening right now? Boiling ink is spewing out of the head librarian. It is splattering at this entire space. Swifty takes 28 points of damage. The rest of you take 14. The golden librarian takes half, and the bronze one takes the full whack. Sorry, Em, you were saying something.
And they're all covered in ink.
Yes.
Wait, what kind of damage is this?
This is, where are we? Fire damage technically. It's boiling, so fire.
Okay, so that's 14, and I'm a tiefling, so that's 7.
Correct. Yes. Nice. Let me just apply this damage to the Archivist.
Is it kind of like when you get hit by the squid in Mario Kart and I can't see
Over
from
your vision. You can still see as far as game rules are concerned, but I like the visual. Yes, Sean, absolutely. Cool. Tesselli, over to you.
First thing, you see how Swift just plummets to the floor in a lot of pieces, and all the balls are like spurs to them. It's gonna take a while to get them.
Is that Swifty completely gone?
Yes.
Oh,
It's fine.
no.
So this thing,
Yes.
could you say, is there, if hypothetically, if somebody will enlarge this creature, could there be still space for it to move? Or could it be jammed because it's
Got
too
you.
big?
There would still be space for it to move. It doesn't seem to rely on moving its whole form, more its arms, and its arms do have freedom throughout the space.
All right.
I loved where you were going with that one. That was gorgeous.
Okay. And the second thing is, I think the cell is still trying to look for this sort of Achilles ankle of the thing inside, so sort of where to stop it from within.
Mhm.
Could I roll like investigation?
Investigation, sure. You don't have to take an action to do that.
That's 22.
22. Because the pieces are moving so quickly, it's really hard to pinpoint. It seems to not be a solid object. It seems to be constantly, perpetually moving. With that 22 that you just got, it was 22, wasn't it?
22,
Yeah. You do notice that there are motes of Feywild energy, the lights that you've seen before, the dancing little cheeky things. And you've known that Enoch has mentioned that previously. Magic is strange here. And whenever it moves, there always seems, even though there are sparks going, little motes of Feywild energy just kind of disperse from the joints.
And the one that almost got trapped in my hair, was that like conscious? Was there any kind of conscious there, or was it just pure magic?
Hard to say. It was so fleeting. Really hard to say. Hard to say because it was such a fleeting moment. It's kind of a bit of both. The magic is conscious. It's that sort of vibe. How you fix that? Who knows? You tell me.
Okay, just give me a second. I don't want to. Is that an action?
Just so you know, Sean, you're up next. And after that, we'll have the Archivists.
I rolled a con save when I took damage. Confusion is still up.
Cool. Thank you.
I mean, what the heck?
What the heck?
The Sally sort of takes a big, deep breath, and all these Feywild magic sort of imbues him, and cue the transformation of magical girls from the any anime, and he transforms. So I'm gonna use Mantle of Majesty.
Gorgeous. Tell me more.
And his wedding dress turns into a black dress. And he sort of looks a little bit haggy, or because it's a tiefling, more like a demon. And as a bonus action, I can use command. I will point to one of those energy spheres. And I'm gonna say, stop.
Okay. Now, there are a lot of energy spheres. I'm gonna say you're able to touch about 15 of them, but there are a lot. Can you roll a persuasion check for me? I know command is command, but just roll a persuasion for me.
29.
29. 1/4 of the machine seems to just stop working. How long that's going to last? Who knows? But the small little motes of energy kind of disperse upwards into the glass ceiling above this place.
Nice. So that is my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do I concentration on this? Yes. So my action is going to be. I have no idea what to do with my action.
Just before you think, Ali, was that concentration on command? Are you concentrating on it?
I'm concentrating on the ability, and the ability allows me to.
Got you. Thank you.
I think command is single use because it's only for one turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
As in, like, they're only effective for one turn and then it ends.
But if you use the spell, the concentration maintains.
You can't concentrate on command. It's a one action.
Well, for
But
now,
it's one
those
round,
ones-
actually.
Yeah.
For this round, those have dissipated. More may come. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might roll for it.
Let's hope not. It's
Yes.
I love that I've made
quarter
Ali
gone.
think, by the way. This is amazing. Come on, Ali, what are you doing?
I don't know. Okay. That's also concentration. Sorry, guys. Can I
I've never
use?
seen Ali think this much. Like, about a turn.
There's so many things. No, as an action, I pull one of the lilies in my clothes, and there is a lot of black rose petals that surround me, and it's a 30-feet radius, so it's really big, but that is highly obscure, but I can see through, and I'm gonna move opposite side.
Okay, so
So
you
like not to be. So it could be us, the creature, and me opposite.
Does that affect everybody? Does everybody have reduced vision?
No, that moves with me.
Got you. Nice. Okay. You will incur one attack of opportunity from the golden chariot
Can they?
at disadvantage
Yes.
because they can't see you very well.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, it's going to try and grasp you with its little graspy hands. It will be at disadvantage. Let's roll that. See what happens. God bless disadvantage. That's 10. Does 10 hit you, Taseli?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You're able to move around to the other side of the big creature. Is that where you're going?
Yes, please.
Great. You're on the other side of the room.
Can I, as it has made an attack, even though it wasn't successful, can I sentinel and attack it, please?
Yeah, tell me what that does.
Amazing. It's when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against it.
Go for it. Yeah, you're right in front of them.
Amazing. Keep running to Sally. Oh no, that was terrible. That was 13.
13 does
Slightly.
not hit. No. Yes, maybe the petals just get in your mouth and in your face as you're trying to hit this thing as Taseli passes.
I think Drusilda is punishing you.
That was lovely. I love that. Taseli, does that end your go?
Yes, actually, if instead of going to the other side, I want to be close enough to the creature for the creature not to be able to see.
If you're obscured by your effect, it's going to have disadvantage seeing you anyway. It doesn't really have eyes. It has awareness of the entire space. So I don't know if it matters where you are.
Opposite side then.
Got you. All right. Joe, we don't have Swifty's turn because Swifty is currently a crumpled mess of parts. Joe, over to you. What are you doing?
So just to clarify, there's like
Yes.
two aspects of this entity, like the goldy and bronzy, the kind of attacky ends, yeah?
These are separate to the main body of the machine. They are moving of their own accord. They're just like the little people in libraries who collect the books and put them back on the counter. Whereas the main thing is the head librarian who controls the entire space. So they are different entities.
Okay. And they're both currently close enough, but they're both close together because they're both in combat with Valkyrie, yeah?
They move towards the door. Valka's kind of in the center of them, able to hit on a diagonal, 5 foot either way. There's 5 foot in between them.
Cool. So Joe is going to run further into the room, up on the ceiling.
You pass Demi upside down. Yep.
Reaches onto his shoulder for Shadow and goes, all right, off you go. Shadow dissipates into a corner of Shadow and then reappears as the large cat of ill omen.
Ooh, nice.
The large panther-like, six-legged, scorpion-tailed horror.
With all of the eyes, dissected or not, yes.
And on the other side of Valka, so that Shadow is next to both Goldie and Bronzy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to twin cast Banishment on those two.
Ooh, nice.
And because Shadow is next to them, they get disadvantage on charisma saving throws, please.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. They're not that charismatic.
Good.
Cool. Let me just roll those. We'll go with a bronze first. It would have been so good. 2.
Nope.
Yeah, 2 actually, -2, so 0. Let's go with the other one. 18 for Goldie.
My DC is 17, so but one's out.
So yeah, what happens
Silvery
is that Silvery Barbs. What does that do, Ali? Just remind me.
You roll another dice and you keep the lowest.
Okay. Natural 20 again, so 18.
Oh.
I think I have some luck. It's nice.
How many times can you silvery barbs?
Also, silvery barbs.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh.
Someone can only be empowered by it once, but it doesn't say you can't use it on the triggering creature more than once.
Yeah.
But I only have one reaction.
I'm going to use it.
Yes.
Cool. I have 17.
17 is my DC, so silvery barbs.
Yeah.
I thought meets beats. If it meets the DC, it beats.
Yeah. Sean's going to silvery barbs.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to give
We
my.
really don't want them here.
I'm going to give my dice to Valka. So Valka, you get advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Sweet.
I hope you're all remembering this for me.
Mine goes to the cat.
Thank you.
Cool.
Sorry,
so
what was
your
the-
silvery barbs, I got a 16.
Yes! 17 was the DC, so...
Okay, before any of this happens, I need to know from all of you what this looks like. There are silvery barbs going everywhere, but I need to know what this looks like.
So this was first.
Teseli sort of flashes his wings, and just a pair of red eyes glows through the darkness.
Gorgeous. Demi?
So Demi has 2 sets of horns. One is the tiefling horns that they had originally, and then there is like a second hag crown thing that like flashes silver.
Gorgeous.
And
Joe?
with Joe's, you can't see very much of it because of his sunglasses, but the thing that happens to Geralt's eyes when he drinks a potion in The Witcher and they just kind of goes all black and veiny, that kind of happens and he stares deeply into the void. And as both... Oh, go on.
Your moss begins to smoke on your hands.
Ooh. Yeah, burn. And yeah, as both of them have failed, the shadows around their feet just encapsulate them until they are engulfed in blackness, and then suddenly you blink and they are not there.
They disappear at 1-2. Is banishment concentration?
I believe it is.
Cool. Just write it down because I'll forget.
That's a hefty whack of sorcery points, but hopefully worth it.
Hey, that was pretty freaking cool. I loved it.
It feels broken. It feels broken that you can use that more than once. But
no, it's cool. No, that's the point. That's the point. So it would be their turns, but they're in a demi-plane right now. They're not anywhere specific. They're just in their own little demi-plane with Girlfriend Ipanema playing. We're going to move over to the head librarian. It is its go. It kind of shifts on its own axis, looking around, knowing that something is not there anymore. It looks very upset about this, if you could tell what a creature feels, a construct feels. Yeah, let's see what it's going to do. Yes. It is going to send quills, jagged quill tips, flying in a 30-foot cone in front of it. That is going to take everybody, apart from Joe, Tiseli, and Demi, so Valka and Veracity. Also, Joe, could you just remind me where Shadow is?
So Shadow would have been on the other side of the two creatures because to give them disadvantage. But so he's kind of in front of Valka.
Would be part of this roll as well. Could you all roll for me dexterity saving throws, please?
And just quick point of order as well. My silvery barbs would go to Veracity.
Giving Veracity advantage.
Advantage on next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
So Valka and Veracity, advantage on next.
So now advantage on this dex save.
Is it an attack, Sean, or is it?
It says next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute.
Hey, with advantage, both of you, nice.
And Shadow got to Cele's as well, so...
cool.
Thank you, because that turns out from a 5 to a 22.
Nice.
No such. I already had advantage, so I guess I saved my silvery barbs one for the next one. Unfortunately, it was still only a 13.
Okay, you needed 18. Those of you who did not get 18, that is 33 points of quill damage, a piercing technically. That they kind of whiz through the air, so many jagged quills, and kind of pierce your shoulders, pierce your cheeks. Not fun. That is a halved. Again, it's an odd number. 32 halved would be 16, so we're going to call it 17 because we're rounding up. 17 points for those of you who succeeded.
Shadow did not. Rolled a 4 and an 8.
Oh.
Shadow.
33 points to Shadow. Is Shadow still with us?
Still with us, but, if a shadow can look unhealthy, Shadow is that unhealthy shadow.
Got you. Okay. That ends the creature's go. Valka, over to you. This thing is kind of screeching. It is steaming. It is making such a horrific noise. What are you doing?
Oh, well, now I'm even more cross, especially because it hit the others as well. Right. I believe we've already established that the Hexblade's curse is not a spell, so I can do it while raging. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's a class ability.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Right. I think she was hesitant to do it before, but she didn't really know what she was doing when she used it previously. But now, brings both axes up and points at this construct. Right. You. And the shimmer just goes from the axes, and the whole construct just gets that kind of green over it. And she's just going to charge in and start hitting it, aiming for joints, I guess, but not really thinking about it too much. Okay, so because I'm hasted, that's going to be 4 attacks. So
3. The haste only gives you 1 extra attack.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Fine. But rolling at advantage for the first one. Oh lordy, though, that's terrible. So that was numbers not good. Either way, it's not going to be good enough. That was a 6 plus 8. So it's 14. That was it. I'm assuming it done it.
Yep.
So the second one is not advantage anymore, is it? No, it's not. Okay. No, God, these are terrible rolls. No, that was a nat 1. Oh my God.
Drusilda is so irritated with you, Valka.
So cross at me.
She's affecting you in real life. That's how miffed she is.
Okay, well, the third hit was an 18.
That
just
just hits.
26.
That just hits. Your axe kind of gets embedded in one of the whirring cogs as it's mid-whir.
That was an 18 on the dice. It was a 26 to hit. But
beautiful.
Good
yes.
grief. That was upsetting. She's really not happy with me for some reason. Who knows why?
I don't know. Tell us your damage.
Oh, well, it's a very exciting 9.
Oh, well, that 9 is thoroughly felt within the machine. Your axes, of course, do have magical properties. They do strike true when they strike. You kind of dislodge one of the cogs. You yank your axe back out and it kind of ding, ding, ding behind you. Some books do go flying. You may have nicked a couple of books, but there wasn't anything said about nicking books. Surely that's fine.
That's fine. Actually,
you've got the important ones.
There is a +4 bonus because I've cursed it. So that's 13 total, sorry. My apologies.
No, that's great. Could you just tell us, as Valka does the curse, does anything physical about Valka change?
No, well, previously it was like the axes had done this green sheen and it had gone across. I think perhaps, I mean, it's quite a few times that she started to use it now. So maybe that green energy is starting to just like flicker through the wisps that are going around her while she's raging as well.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
At the end of your go, Valka, if that is the end of your go, one of these big limbs on this creature are going to kind of rise up, kind of jarringly. It doesn't seem to be held in one place for too long. You see a massive overdue stamp, and it's just going to try and hit you with it. That's an 18 to hit.
That will hit. Am I gonna... No, I'm going to save my reaction to help other people.
Oh.
Wait.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how chunky I think this hit's going to be.
26 points of force damage.
I'm going to shield. Oh no, I can't cast spells. I can't cast spells. I'm raging.
Well, you can. It'll just drop your rage.
That's true. I can always put it up again.
Oh, does it not? Oh, am I lying to you?
I think you'd have to drop rage first, and then you can.
Is that
cast
as a
it.
bonus action to drop rage?
That's a free action, I think, to drop.
Okay, so you drop rage and then you would cast a spell.
End your rage as a bonus action, so I wouldn't be able
That's
to.
so frustrating. But we're staying honest. I like it. So you can't do that. I guess you've not used your bonus action.
I used my bonus action
did.
to Hexblade's Curse.
26 points of force damage.
Valka is very staggered. Does not look like she can take anything else.
I'm just going to say, Valka has had 2 books to the face and also now has a massive overdue stamp on her forehead.
I think you'll find I'm right on time.
And I think with that beautiful visual, that is where we might end today's episode.
Oh no.
Picking up with Veracity next time.
Good.
Great. That was lovely. I enjoyed it. Let me just find my outro. I'm scrolling. Thank you everyone for joining us and being part of the roleplay heavy yet charmingly gorgeous fighty episode that was today's show. If you enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. The next Monday show will be Anarchy in the Astral Sea, DM'd by M. M, what's going on? Tell us about Anarchy.
They have stolen a ship.
Cute.
The ship is
Love it.
great.
Yes.
And they are currently on their way to help someone they just met save the Astral Sea.
Classic D&D. I love this. Yes, that's going to be every Monday from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. This show, it will be playing every Tuesday, not just this one. Also from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. Same time Friday, we have Talk Together, our chat show where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. You're going to see one of Nat, Tom, Chris, or someone else who will be interviewing someone else. It's fun. We roll dice, we ask questions. Nat, tell us something about
Talk Together.
About Talk Together, yes.
We say words, and sometimes they're relevant and sometimes they're not. So there's a lot of wittering, and sometimes people take an hour to do it, and sometimes they don't. And when they do, they get a badge.
Nat, sometimes do people take an hour and a half? I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think actually it's been longer.
Really?
sometimes.
Has it? Are there any specific people that tend to ask questions for longer?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't tend to be people like Rebecca.
Rebecca tends to stay on time, right? Yeah.
Rebecca's
Apart
very
from
good
with
at
the Warriors cast.
Apart from the Warriors cast.
What's that Rebecca's fault?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I brought out as headmistressy as I am willing to go with grown-ups.
Amazing.
And you still overran.
The chalkboard comes out. I love it. Yes, if you would like to see any of that carnage, that's on Fridays, same time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. You can find all of our content You can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. patreon.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Just search for us. You know what to search for. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. We love our fans. They set up a fandom wiki for us and have also sorted out a Discord. Join it. I think we're all on the Discord. Come say hey. There's also Dice Head merch on our Amazon store. Any idea of the specific types of designs that are on there at the moment?
There's definitely a paladin.
Yes, that's what we want to hear. If you would like a Paladin Dice Head merch to wear, a garment, if you will, head on over to Amazon. Big thanks again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, and our supporters, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice, and others. Don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.